Yes, boom, boom, kaboom. Good evening, everybody, and welcome. We are back. It is Gaming After Dark, and it's only going to get better from here. It has been a few months, a long hiatus, but we are back and ready to go. Kind of a new look panel and two of the best guests I could assemble from the podcast industry, let me tell you. So let's first of all, let's introduce this incredible panel, and we will start off with the man who was next in line, holding down the fort with Titan Drago not so long ago. It's the Wize Old Gamer. How are you, Wize?
Yeah, I am. The fat Buddha is
that?
the fat Buddha is back with fatter and bigger than ever. Young, any ladies in the chat, you're more than welcome to rub my belly for good luck. If you can find my balls, you can rub them too. I've not seen those suckers in years. So let's get started.
Yes, and I guess before we get into this, I should warn everyone, this is a rated R podcast. It is more of an adult theme one, so we never know what you're going to get down here.
Exactly. So you are not going to. Okay. I'm not going to
come from the land down under.
We may have assembled possibly one of the oldest podcasts in gaming as well, and here he is, probably the oldest man on the panel. Sir X-Man is in the building. What is going on, brother?
Yeah, 57 and still kicking. I'm here now. We're going to have some fun. We're going to start a new genre of this podcast with nothing but older, respectable people that if you piss us off, we're going to tell you where it comes from.
You're 57 years old?
Yes, sir.
12 more years to the best year of your life.
As long as I'm still getting it, I can lay my girl down. I'm good. That's all that counts.
As long as we're still making video games when you're 60, that's all that matters.
Oh man, the carpal tunnel in my hand right now. Please.
Yes, and if you hadn't heard the news, Cerebral Paul is one of the other panel members. He cannot be with us tonight, had to take a hiatus here. He may be in the chat a little bit later on, so we'll say hello to him if he pops up. As for the moderators, guys, please be on your toes tonight and try to keep this chat respectable by all means, and we're going to get into it. Let's introduce a couple of the, I guess, my friends and the guys who basically got Noof Nukem started. The guys that I ran into years ago, and I was like, wow, these guys are really cool. And if they can do this stuff, maybe I should try it too. I want to welcome back. This is not his first time on Gaming After Dark, but it's always a pleasure to have the one, the only, the Mooch.
What's up, buddy? That's a great intro. Listen, you always give us great props, Noof, but I've got to give you props back, man. In all honesty, you've got a wonderful radio voice, man. You did radio for so many years in your life. And it shows on your show, man. The enthusiasm, the energy is always here. It's an honor to be here tonight with these great panel members. Especially great to be back with Crap. Me and Crap have a great dynamic, I think, together. I think a lot of people have written me over even the past few weeks being like, oh, I miss you guys back in the day, this and that. So it's always fun to share the microphone and enjoy a great conversation in gaming with Crap and all of you guys. So you know what, Noof, let's get to it, buddy. And thank you for the invite.
Indeed, and he is like the cheese to your crackers. Yes, it's the one, the only one of the hardest working guys in podcasting. It's my good friend Ed. Yes, first time being on Gaming After Dark, long overdue. Welcome, the Crapgamer.
Hey, what's going on, man? Happy to be here. I've got like an hour. I know, man, it's not nearly as long as I would like to be here, but to be honest with you, man, and like Mooch knows this, work has been kind of kicking my butt, burning it at both ends. So, but I'm here for a good time, not a long time, but it should be fun nonetheless. And I appreciate the invite.
Well, it's good to have you here, Crap. We're glad you can make it. We won't hold you up too long. We're going to get you guys basically to chime in first and foremost as we get right into sort of the topic set list. And basically tonight, I just thought it was kind of good at this point to not only bring you guys in, but maybe kind of do a little bit of a retrospective. I mean, here we are now almost 2 years into this new console generation, the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series consoles, and of course the Nintendo Switch keeps on ticking. And I just kind of wanted to, find out how you guys feel about gaming right now, where we're at, how the companies are approaching this ball game, so to speak, who's hitting it out of the park and who's hitting bunts. Let's take it that route, and we'll find out what you really like and what you're perhaps disliking, all that sort of stuff. There isn't a ton of topics out there right now, outside of course, is one that's making its way around with the destroyed Last of Us copies coming in, or at least some of the outer casing. Mooch, you got yours, and it came in nice shape, apparently.
Did you say, Noof, did you say, I apologize, buddy, it cut out. Did you say, did my edition come in?
Yeah, well, I saw it on Twitter. You said you did.
Yes.
You were one of the ones who got your collector's edition.
I
It
did.
showed up late, but it came in one piece.
So that's the thing, it's kind of bittersweet. And I kind of wrote this, and I've been talking about it over the past couple of days, especially when we're doing the Twitch streams, is that, UPS literally said, sorry, we missed you. Well, I was home all day Friday, so they didn't miss shit. They just didn't come.
I hate that when that happens.
It really did. It was awful. So it ended up getting shipped today. I don't know why I couldn't go pick it up at the depot or the warehouse where UPS is. It's like 2-3 miles from my house. No idea why I couldn't go pick that up, but that was not an option. So I even said, though, but I kind of slapped both of them on the wrist. UPS definitely made the mistake. I should have had it Friday. But PlayStation and Xbox, any of these companies, if you're going to charge somebody over regular asking price for these collector's editions, I understand that we're getting something in the package for that extra value, but I think that you should do twofold. I think that you should send it 72 to 48 hours prior. That's a thank you. Okay, especially in the case of The Last of Us Part 1. This game it's many years old. There's no spoilers. People were streaming it on Twitch on Wednesday. They were. So why not give a little perk to people who paid extra money, let them get it a couple days early? And second fold on this, though, Noof, it allows shipping or any of those companies to give, if there is an oops or an you'll still get the game by launch at least, instead of having to wait till after. So I don't see why they don't throw an extra little perk in there for people that are willing to put a couple extra dollars out of their pocket. But listen, at the end of the day, I kind of feel really bad for the collectors out there that got those damaged boxes. Mine it really is in pristine condition, so I can't complain at all about the packaging. But I'm really pissed off because I was excited to play that and open it up on Friday night. Instead, I had to buy the digital deluxe edition. So now I don't know. I'm going to make a decision on whether I'll return that or sell that. I don't know. Or I might keep it. We'll see. It depends. But I'm not overly excited with the fact that I had to wait till Tuesday when I was promised in an email. I got it right here from PlayStation. It says you're going to get your game on September 2nd, and that didn't happen.
Absolutely. Well, here we are, just a couple minutes into this podcast. We're already talking about Mooch's package. There you go. Oh, crap.
That's gaming after dark, everyone. Be
gaming
prepared.
after dark.
Your kids should be getting ready for school right now, so they should not be watching this.
That's right.
Wait a minute. Of course, Mooch's package got there perfectly. I mean, of course, Jim Ryan's not an idiot, is he? I mean, he watches Crossfire. What the fuck? Let that package come damaged. The entire fucking Crossfire episode is going to be about that damaged fucking package.
Absolutely. It would have been. It certainly would have.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know what?
Not really.
It's kind of like, like when a character who's a main part of a story doesn't die, he has plot armor. Same fucking shit here,
Yes.
Of course. So that doesn't surprise me one fucking iota that he got his package correct.
It was correct, right? It doesn't surprise many people, I imagine. Yeah.
Let's catch up with Super Chat real quick as it comes in from one of our biggest podcast supporters. It's the one and only Doggy Dog 420, dropping $1.99. Welcome back, Noof. We love you. Well, we love you too, Doggy. Thanks for all of your support, man, and good to see you here. Spider-Man 356, Talos Rio, Cerebral Paul is in the chat. The list goes on here, guys. We got to keep this show rolling, so I'll have to catch up with some of you guys later. Toolman 55. But let's get a move on here. Did I miss one? I don't think I did. Okay, nope. We just Doggy Dog is the last one in. Tony Grasso, Joe Dunmore, Jesse Darby, Desi Delta, Free Jack, my good buddy, is here in the house. Good to see you guys. So let's get right into it, I guess. And essentially, I want to do sort of, like I said, a recap of where we've been. And we're going to start with Crapgamer. we'll start, I guess, we'll start with Microsoft, Sony, and we'll end off with Nintendo. And I know this could take up a little bit of time, but basically we'll just kind of like, how do you feel about the hardware, the presentation, the marketing, and stuff like that? So here we are, like I said, man, just nearly 2 years in. And both companies are doing very similar things, as we know, especially Sony and Microsoft. But at the same time, one is pulling ahead in one department, one is sort of pulling ahead in the other department, that sort of thing. So how do you feel about, let's start with Microsoft, guys. Crap, how do you feel about Microsoft's approach to this point? I mean, here we are, like I said, almost 2 years in. How do you feel about the hardware? Are they knocking it out of the park? Crap.
How do I feel? I feel good. Yeah, no, actually, you know what? Listen, when it comes to Xbox in particular, I think I love the hardware. I like what they're doing. I think obviously the games are slow in coming, unfortunately, and that's super unfortunate. Like I said, having the fact that we are almost 2 years in and we have realistically nothing this whole year. I think that is pretty pathetic, but I do understand, right? Like here's the thing. I think a lot of people look to Microsoft and Xbox's past and go, well, they sucked 5-6 years ago. We're going to still blame them for that now. Right. So I give them the same slack right now that I give everybody else, which is there was a pandemic and everybody has had delays and, I can't let fanboys dictate how I feel about things. Whereas if they rush games and they're bad and score bad, people make fun of that. If they don't have anything because they're letting the developers work and get things done, people make fun of that. So they're really in a rock and a hard place. But as far as the hardware, love it. I like what they're offering. I like what they're doing. I think it's been, pretty good. They just need the games to get there. I feel like once the games are there, things are going to be, fantastic. I want the games too. I think it sucks that they don't have anything. Yeah.
Are you saying something positive about Xbox?
I love Xbox. I don't know.
Okay, I'm still on season. Yeah. I'm still on season 3 of your channel.
You haven't caught up yet.
You gotta catch up, Gabe. You gotta catch up the crap wise.
I'm a face again. I'm not a heel anymore. I'm a face.
Okay. So I'm still working my way through. I'm season 3. I'm still binging it. So give me
man, it's crazy, man. It's apparently people didn't like the when I was a bad guy, so yeah, they switched me back. It's all good.
Crap, I love you even if you a bad guy or a good guy. It doesn't matter to me, bro.
Listen, some people know, man. I just my meds were messed up, and that's not an excuse. But once I got everything straightened out, everything was just cool again. You know what I mean? I was just you can ask Mooch. Man. Everything was hey, that's cool. That's cool.
I want
what season did you switch to the Switch? What season?
Oh man! Oh no! Well, listen. Here's the thing with the Switch, man. They don't have any achievements, and their online is garbage. So I think that's something that I don't even play the Switch. I respect Nintendo for what they do, but it's man, it's 2022, and their online is worse than the original Xbox from 2002, right? Or 2003, whatever, 2004. Whenever it was that they launched Xbox Live. But yeah, well, I mean, it's still that bad. Achievements launched in 2005 on Xbox, and they still don't have anything like that on Nintendo. So yeah, I think Nintendo is fine for what they do. They just don't appeal to me personally. I'm not gonna sit there and hate on them nonstop. I just, for me personally, it's just not my thing. It's not my thing.
So Crap, let me ask you this. Do you think that Microsoft can turn things around, their perception in 2023? I mean, things have got to drop here pretty soon. There's no question about it.
I think it's going to take a good 4 or 5 big hitters, to be honest. And these games got to be something that, people are talking about. I think that can turn things. Well, I don't really like to use the word turn things around because Xbox is doing fine. I mean, if you look at what they're doing in terms of sales and stuff, and in terms of revenue, they're doing better than they ever have. But in terms of us, what we want as fans, I think they have to turn things around. I think it's a good start to get 3 out at the start of next year, which, Redfall, Starfield, and Forza. But I still think they need probably 3 others at the back end, maybe an Avowed and, a couple other things. It looks like, from what I understand, listening to that Matt Booty interview, it looks like he wants to show Fable, and they're not quite there yet. It looks like Perfect Dark's coming along, and it looks like the Coalition is helping out with State of Decay 3, which I think is nothing but good stuff. So yeah, like that's exciting to see. I want to see the games. I'm just like you guys, man. I was a little bit disappointed in their not E3 showing. If they would have told us, hey, we're only going to show stuff for the next 12 months, I maybe would have had a little bit lower expectations. But I think, like a lot of other people, I was expecting them to show Avowed and all this other stuff. And when they had really next to nothing this entire year, you knew it wasn't going to be great. Like I thought it was a varied show, but they didn't show me like the stuff that I wanted to see. I wanted to see Fable and that kind of stuff. Like we've been waiting years, so I'm with everybody else. I want to see that stuff. So yeah, in that aspect, a little bit disappointed. But I think Microsoft can, they come out with a few good hits early on, and they're good games. They can't just release them; they have to be good games.
Exactly,
and I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be going good. Where are they going to beat PlayStation around the world? Definitely not. But are they going to please the fans that have been sticking with them? Yeah, for sure.
So, Crap, what game has stood out most to you in the first 2 years, especially from a first party perspective? Is there anything that you kind of that was really good? Yeah, from the Microsoft.
Well, yeah, you know what I would say. Probably the only thing that really has been there, which is Forza Horizon. Forza Horizon 5, I enjoy. I probably put the most time in that, but that's really the only thing that they've released first party wise. I played through Halo. I thought that was okay for what it was at the time, and now obviously the lack of content is really, really bad. But Forza Horizon, I said, thank God for Forza Horizon and Playground last gen. Where would they have been without that, right? So yeah, but I like those games. I can understand not everybody does, but yeah, I think Forza Horizon 5 is definitely the game that is the one that they can kind of hang their hat on right now. Anyway.
Okay. Awesome. And I guess you mentioned Fable. So is there anything next year in particular that you're extremely excited and think there's a relatively good chance that actually drops in 2023 outside of, obviously, we know the Starfall is coming. So does anything apply?
Starfield. I think Starfield is what I'm looking forward to, but I think the unknown is also something that I'm excited about. If they happen to get Avowed out or something like that, I think that would be simply amazing. And that's what I think I'm most interested in. But I guess, listen, Starfield, Redfall, Forza, those are all 3 games that I'm interested in. So, I think that, I'll be happy with that. I think that what they have, that can't be it. They can't go, oh, well, here's these 3 games that realistically were delayed this year, and then have it go like that. So yeah, I think that what they need to do is have, a good amount. There were rumors that Avowed was going to launch early next year, and maybe it got pushed back a bit. I would still like to see that game, kind of launch. I want to see something from that game. I want to see some of these games. Contraband, we haven't seen anything from it. I want to see these things, and I think that's probably. But I think if you were to say what am I most looking forward to, is probably Starfield.
Nice. Very well said, Crap. Obviously, do you feel as well that if Microsoft has more blunders in 2023, meaning you see a lot of delays and stuff gets pushed again, do you think that is going to be detrimental to the success of Game Pass moving forward? Because you need to have those big games, those big names dropping in there to kind of keep people invested. You can only rely on, indie games and the third-party publishers to come up and save your ass for so long.
Yeah, I think that pretty much what you have to you have to have something that's going to make people flock to it, right? And without some of those big games, you can get by a little while, and maybe some indie steps up and it's a darling for a little bit. But I still think that at a particular point, you got to have those big first party things. Any kind of subscription service needs that, right? Disney. I know those are different than video games, but you still need something kind of out there that's going to realistically get people to be attracted to that particular thing. And I think that's realistically what we're going to see with some of these heavy hitters. And I think, and I always said, and I got a lot of shit for it, by the way, back in 2018, I said, they're not going to have games ready till 2023 or so. And everybody called me a fearmonger and said I was hating and all this kind of stuff. Look, it doesn't really take a genius to go through there and look at, what these studios are doing. And, obviously, clearly it was easy to see. A lot of them had multi-plats that they were working on, or they had things that they were kind of tied to something else. And you know what? Personally, for me, I think that it made sense to kind of do that. And I understand the frustration. But at the same time, like when I look at what Microsoft has going for them and the amount of studios, it doesn't even have to be exclusives. Like if they can get Call of Duty in Game Pass day one next year, if there is one or what have you, if they can get Diablo, Diablo 4, if they can get that in Game Pass day one, I think that those are big deals. So I think that it's a good mix. They've got to be able to mix things. Like I felt like this year on Game Pass, which I've come around to liking Game Pass, but I feel like they didn't really come out with the big heavy hitting games that maybe some of us like. I think some of us expected like a Saints Row in there, since they didn't have any big time exclusive this year,
Right.
Put a Saints Row, put a Gotham Knights, put, something for the fans, Yeah, exactly. Like, right. Like that was my thought. And clearly they couldn't do it. So, it is unfortunate, but I do hope to see some of that stuff next year as well, mixed in, make it like people go, oh, well, Starfield, well, I was going to buy that. Oh, Forza, I was going to buy that. Oh, Suicide Squad, I was going to get that too. And that's all. Call of Duty, that too in Game Pass. Now I'll definitely get, what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely.
You start getting people talking like that. And I think that that's realistically something that we could see happen next year. And I hope they do that. I hope they go all out with it. I want to see that. It's been kind of unfortunate that we haven't seen something like that happen so far. And, I want to see that. I want to see that happen.
Awesome. Loving the optimism from Crapgamer. We're going to come over to Mooch right after we catch up with a couple of super chats. And this one comes in from our own panel member of the Wize Old Gamer. He says, "Hey, Crap and Mooch, what do we get for $10?"
Hashtag yelling.
That's great.
Great. Absolutely.
What do we get from $10, Crap? You get a month of Game
$10?
Pass.
Oh man, a month of Game Pass, but even without the online. So we'll see. I mean, you can't even play online with that. You need to add in an extra $5.
And we got Axel, our good friend Axel 1324, coming in with $5. In 2015, I wanted to hear positive Xbox news, and I found Crap's channel. I binged all his videos, and then I found Xbox Nation and Gaming After Dark. Thanks for being you, Crap Gamer. There you go. Crap is a nice message. Sounds like you certainly made an impact on somebody else in the gaming community. And my good brother and former panel member of Gaming After Dark, the Mag, is in the house. What's going on, brother Mag? Hopefully he'll come back maybe in the future, but we'll see. But we'll take it one day at a time. Mizzle to Shizzle, what's going on? Crazy Louie is in the house as well. Good to see all you guys. John 907, Spider-Man 356, Jesse Derby, what's hanging on, guys? Yes, sir. We got a great crowd in here. John Wolf and many, many more. Dreadpool is hanging out with us. Gotta love Dread. And Clement Aubert. What's going on, Clement? Good to see you here as well, guys. Like I said, I'm not going to be able to catch up with everyone in the chat tonight, guys, simply because we want to keep this show rolling. And speaking of rolling, let's find out where Mooch is at. Mooch, what's the best thing and worst thing you can think of about Microsoft in pretty much the last 2 years? I mean, where do they stand? What have they done right, and kind of where have they botched things?
Yeah, I mean, Crap did a great job of kind of laying out the story. I think when it comes down to it, the positives coming from last generation into this generation, Microsoft really did what they said they were going to do with the grassroots, right? I mean, you can't scroll through Twitter without positive Xbox news, positive this, it's the most affordable way to game. They have different SKUs out there for everybody, 2 different price points. They've got Game Pass, they've got levels of Game Pass in regular and ultimate. They've got the dollar deals, they've got the 3-month deals. They put a good word out there as a consumer, right? As a consumer, you find them to be very consumer friendly. I think Crap actually harped on it even better than I did right there. I think when it comes down to it, where they kind of drop the ball is, and I read the chat, I see everybody here, and you got to remember something. Everybody in the chat that's like, thinking in one direction, you got to remember, like, there's no one who thought that way more than I did, back in the day. The one thing about it is that, when we got to like 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, and we started seeing first party slow down, I understand that they were transitioning to what they are today, and that's fine. But there were teams that were bought, teams that are big, right? Publishers that had multiple studios. And it was 2020 when they acquired ZeniMax, and here we are. It's 20. We're going into 2023. We don't have a date yet for Starfield or Redfall. So I'm not going to critique or talk about those games. I want to see more of those games. I thought Redfall looked pretty good. That's probably the one I'm more excited for. But I mean, overall, you got to stop and think as a consumer. You on 2020, November 2020 or early 2021, you went and bought a $500 console, and we don't have anything really from first party to show for it. And you could say whatever you want, you could feel however you want. It's not my place to tell anyone that. I just felt that, like, when you are a powerful company like Microsoft, and Crap said this best with 2022, he said it for 2022. I would go back to 2020 all the way till today, the present, is if you're having internal issues or studios are not going to put a deliverable out when they said they were going to do it, well, then you need to go out and you need to go get games and you need to fill in those gaps. And what Crap said, the one thing I don't agree with him was, he said, next year, hopefully they'll have Starfield, they'll have Redfall, and then they'll throw in some zingers in their third party. That's where I think they should have done this year. If you're not seeing them open the wallet this year, then when their first party's up and running like next year, you're really not going to see them put that extra money out, because the money's gone into the first party studios, rightfully so, right? That's what we all say. Game Pass is really going to be something amazing once the first party studios kick ass and start taking over. So, that's the only thing. And it's not to beat a dead horse. It's just, we have this conversation. Like you said, you wanted to do a 2-year in review. My only thing is, I think that at the end of the day, 2 years have gone by. I will say
this though, Mooch, like, there wasn't a whole hell of a lot for them to go after this year. I mean, if you look at it, most stuff got pushed back. I think Gotham Knights might have a Sony marketing deal. Harry Potter or the Hogwarts game got delayed, but that had a marketing deal. There just wasn't a whole hell of a lot for them to really go after. I think, everything got delayed. Well, you
said it though. Saints Row, yeah. They could have got Gotham Knights. They could have done something. I don't know. Crap. That's not anybody on this panel or anyone that podcasts his job. That's their job, right?
If nothing else, they could have gone for Callisto Protocol. I mean,
Mooch, do you want to know
you guys pick the title. I'll just sit here and say I agree with you. They should have done something. I mean, I just don't, and everyone's like, oh, I can't wait to play, Plague's Tale, Requiem or whatever. And it's like, yeah, I get it. It's not that I'm saying that you wouldn't want to play that, but you hypothetically have been paying $10 or $15 a month for the past 12 months for Plague's Tale and for, those types of smaller games, which, don't get me wrong, some of them are. How about Cult of the Lamb? That's one of the games that I can't put down right now in between some of the other bigger games.
Or Power Wash Simulator.
Put that on there. I don't feel like playing anything that I have to actually do in my yard or keep the house up. Dishwasher Simulator, they can keep those. I just think, like, even Cult of the Lamb doesn't have to be AAA. Doesn't have to be a fortune. That's an unbelievable game. I bet you Cult of the Lamb possibly even gets a nomination for Game of the Year. I'm not saying they're going to win, but they'll get a nom. So it's just a thought. That's the kind of stuff. Yeah.
You want to know what's sad? Is I've got more Pepsis in my Xbox mini fridge than they've released games in the last 2 years.
I bet you're right, dude.
No, but the question is, are they not able to, or do they not want to? Are they not able to get a game, or are they not, or do they just not want to?
I kind of lean towards the latter, Wize Old Gamer, only because they have. We say this every day, between the Activision deal that's in the works right now and the ZeniMax deal. They're flirting with somewhere. They're right around the $80 billion mark. Not to mention the other companies that they're buying here. Are there things that are maybe underneath the radar? Let's just round up to 100 billion just for fun, right? That's a fun number to say. Right. After 100 billion out of pocket. I don't think they necessarily want to go pay $5, $10, $15 million to throw something in right now when their first party studios are hopefully ready to start a launch. And that's my opinion. Do I actually know what's going on at the mahogany desk? No, I don't. But I would say that it's probably the latter of your two.
Well, here's the thing I think, right? Okay, I think Microsoft has sort of basically brainwashed. I hate using the word brainwash because it comes off as kind of being negative, but there has been a penetration in the general psyche of just the average gamer that Microsoft is a very budget-friendly console, and for $2.99 plus Game Pass, you can get all these games per month, blah, 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 blah. So I think Game Pass is what they're interested in, and they're seeing that Game Pass is growing at a steady clip or at the speed that makes Satya happy. I don't think that they're like, okay, well, why should we go out and buy these other games for, a small fraction of the fan base like us who are like, a little bit more vocal. But like if they got Gotham Knights or even Hogwarts, would it make a big deal for Johnny Q who's playing Fortnite or whatever crap he's playing? No, their thing is Game Pass, and I don't think that. And they're like, okay, our Game Pass numbers are growing. Okay, so just because Mooch doesn't like any of the games on Game Pass, well, guess what? Fuck Mooch. Sorry. So that's what I think. I think that you're right. I think that they don't want to because I think they're getting the growth in Game Pass what they want. So yeah.
Nice. So Mooch, what's been the best game, I guess, essentially from the first parties then that you've enjoyed most on Xbox?
First party on Xbox?
Yeah, some first party studios. Probably like crap, I'm guessing.
No,
Forza?
I guess probably no. Now you guys know, anybody who's been following me knows I don't
does not play racing games.
I don't like racing at all. I can't stand it. So I would say, honestly, believe it or not, Psychonauts 2, I guess, is probably the game that I would pick. I had the most fun completing and playing through.
Great pick.
I beat it. I wanted 100% it. I came close. And I think I like the art style. I like the humor. I thought that was kind of cool. I'm hoping High on Life is kind of like that with a bit of a Rick and Morty spin on it. So I'm hoping we can kind of relive that again. But I thought Psychonauts 2 was probably the game that I've enjoyed on Xbox first party the most this generation.
Nice. That's a great pick, man. That was an awesome game.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was. I think that, like myself, I'm more of a Gears guy than a Halo guy. I said this on my channel before. You can ask Crap before the game came out. I said it when it came out. I've said it post. Halo, I don't think delivered. I know a lot of people in the chat may not agree with me. That's fine. I think that the world was fairly empty. I think the quests got extremely repetitive, to where it was.
It looks like they cut a lot of stuff. It was empty, Mooch. Hello.
It was like
the gaming gods have spoken.
It's me,
it was
Master Chief.
He's lost the
Cortana,
game.
where are you?
Where are you, Crap?
Cortana, it's me.
Come back.
Hey, Koa. What? There's Forge. Hello.
Where's
Are you
Forge, Crap?
Crap, are you
I don't know.
Are you
Hello?
stuck in Ryan's
Look
basement?
deeper.
Hello. I don't know. It's gone. Yeah, seriously, I have no idea. Like, with Halo, right? Like, it's a fair game. Like, I thought the campaign was better than 5, but it's like they didn't have anything. You could tell that they cut out a lot of stuff. And then you find out that we were kind of lied to a little bit, when they started developing the game and stuff like that. Like, they should have had, and I've always stuck by this, when you launch a games as a service game, you need to have, I wouldn't put too much of that in there. They'll get you with one of those, claims or whatever. But yeah, so I feel like when you have a games as a service game and you launch it, you should have the first year of content already done. Right. So that way you're taken care of. And while that year is happening, that you can start working on year 2 and beyond. Like, to launch a game and then what was it like? You're going to get 3 seasons in the first year and a half. That's ridiculous. That's horrible. Right. Like, to be honest with you, I mean, my kids all love Fortnite. I've actually been playing a lot more Fortnite lately. Like, the way they got that set up, I see why it's so popular. It's constantly getting something. Right. Like, that's how you keep people invested. And I think Halo, trying to be something it's not or whatever, I don't know. I hope that they can rebound it, but it was nice to see people finally saying, what the hell is Bonnie Ross doing? Right? Like, I have no idea what the hell she's doing.
point,
You know,
probably
but
just
I would say it's time for her to skedaddle. You know,
Yeah,
like honestly,
for the longest time, whenever anyone was saying Bonnie Ross, I used to think Bonnie Raitt. I'm like, why is Bonnie Raitt making a Halo game?
no, that terrible
Well, the way
Bonnie
we're going,
Ross,
Bonnie
man.
Raitt could probably make one too. So who knows?
Probably a better one.
Well, her most famous song is definitely applicable to Halo. Let's give him something to talk about. Oh man!
And then the fact that they have nothing else means that that's all people do talk about, right? Like it's like,
that's right.
you know, everybody's going to talk about it because there's not, you know, there's nothing really else going on. That's why I used to say that when they would launch something like State of Decay 2. I remember saying this, like State of Decay 2 got the spotlight on it because that was a game that should have launched between big AAAs, and it probably would have been received a little bit better, right? But the fact that they didn't have anything to launch there and, you know, they launch it as a big game or whatever meant that people were going to shine the spotlight on it, and that's unfortunate. So, yeah, you know, it's unfortunate. Like Halo, the game is fun and it plays, like the controls and stuff are great, but it's just like overall, like nobody's like I don't even have it on my Xbox. I moved it to my external drive. You know what I mean? I don't, you know, I don't know what they're doing, but they need to do something to kind of draw people back to it. I mean, Forge looks good, but damn, why you got to wait till November now?
Yeah, you think the content would have been a little bit further along, a little more polished at this point, but it is what it is. I guess we have to digress and just bide our time. But
why not delay the year, another year, and launch it this holiday with everything that it's supposed to have? And like, oh yeah, the other thing, canceling. They promised co-op, like split screen co-op, like right. They said, oh, we're gonna make sure we get that right this time. You know, and then they cancel it. Like I don't, and not to hate on X, but it's like, how the hell do you do that? Right. And listen, when I'm dogging 343, that has nothing to do with any of the other studios. I would never blame, you know, but that like go, oh, well, Bethesda's going to suck with their games because 343. Nope, I would never do that. 343 screws up all on their own. It's all on them. So,
yeah, the other developers have their own shit show going.
Well, for the most part, I mean, I guess, but I think they're actually gonna. I think they're gonna do some pretty amazing things. 343, I have no trust in whatsoever.
Okay. Before we get into Sir X-Man and Wize Old Gamer's take on the Xbox or state of Xbox, let's bring in a special guest here who normally comes in at around this time, but we're going to keep it pretty quick. Just a couple of questions. We'll take a few from the panel and then from the chat. Yes, it's the one, the only. Arnold is in the building, guys. So if you got a question for Arnold, now is the time to ask. Anybody from the panel or the chat? Can you think of a question you'd like to ask Mr. Arnold?
Where's the chopper?
I left the chopper back in 1987, Crab. It's still there. I wanted to get out of the jungle. The predators chasing me, man. I can't get rid of the predator. You know, but you know what's really sad is that how many movies have I done? I've done one Predator movie, and that Predator's been in like, what, 15 now? I mean, the guy is ugly, but he's getting all of the chicks. Literally, he's killing them. He's spiking them. He's taking their heads for trophies. And I'm over here like, I'm almost 70 years old. I want to get a sequel. I mean, come on. I can only do this for so long. So the chopper's in 87. I don't think it ever landed. Come on, guys. Get the studio rolling. Let's go.
Hey, Arnold, what the hell did you do to Noof to make him come back to YouTube?
I said, you're going to get your puny ass back on the microphone. You got to do something, because what you're only doing in your house is you're getting lazy, you're getting fat, and you're driving your wife absolutely insane. So get out there and do something that at least make yourself useful, you useless twat. There you go. Do we got anyone? Oh, looks like we got one coming in here from our good friend, Xbot448. Would someone like to read it?
Hey, Arnold, are you going to dive into Cyberpunk when the new expansion drops in 2023?
Look, as long as the expansion is more, what's her name? That Palm or whatever. What's her name? The really good-looking chick that's in the first part of the game? Pan Am, yes. If there's more expansion of Pan Am, I'm all there. I want to take her and give her some cyber junk. That's what we're going to do.
At first, I thought you were talking about Johnny Silverhands.
No, I don't want anything to do with Mr. Keanu Reeves. All he's going to do is look at you and go, yeah. Are you coming back, Johnny? Yeah. Never mind that guy, one-liner.
Hey Arnold.
Yo.
Hey Arnold, what would you do with a Ghostbusters proton pack?
Hot damn it, have the best light show ever. We'd have s'mores. I'd get her to stay puff marshmallow man. I'd invite him back to my house, and then I'd light that sucker up like a Christmas tree. And then I'd go down, I'd get some crackers and some chocolate. We'd have big old s'mores, and we'd just have a great old time. And I'd probably go around and I'd shoot all of the other people that I don't like, because I think if nothing else, it would give them a really good shock in the asshole.
Whatever you do, don't cross the streams, man.
Don't cross the streams. Stop it. Put the proton pack down.
Hey, could it be a tumor?
Bro, I've had more tumors in the last couple of years. You don't even want to know about them. I'm so sick of the tumors.
Arnold, at your age, I don't know if crossing the stream is a problem. I think it's maintaining a stream that's a problem.
I cross the stream when I have to wash. I cross the stream when I go to Stallone's house. We go to the washroom together. He's got all these urinals, and we cross the streams. And I look at him and say, "You're still a very small, puny man. Put that thing back in your pants. Let's go." All right, we'll take one more here.
Oh,
all right.
What have I got
we'll do Cletus and then later, guys. One more for Arnold. Mooch, you got anything? Oh.
For Arnold? Arnold, are you truly upset with Sylvester Stallone, or is that just a media like carnival that they kind of put together? Is it fake or is it true?
Mooch, you should know better than anybody. It's all about the clicks these days. It's on the social media. You've got to create animosity even when there is none. You've got to find the reason to make it hate. But even though it's great, it's like, you have to keep up the appearances in public, and then when you go behind closed doors, it's a totally different scenario. Now, I'm pretty cool with everybody. Most importantly, I'm very happy in life because you know what? I'm in my mansion and I'm hanging out with my donkeys, which means every day I'm smoking cigars and I'm getting ass.
Donkey punch. Donkey punch.
All right, Saltiest Gamer, what's up, brother? Good to see you here, man. And God is in the building. All right, that's enough questions for Arnold. Let's move right along, shall we? And we'll start with Sir X-Man. Woo. Sir X-Man, give us your take on Xbox. 2 years in, man. What have they done right, and where have they botched, at least in your mind?
I think they done good with the updates on the console, as far as the interaction. I think Game Pass is growing, even though I keep trying to tell people Game Pass is not the end all of all subscribers. They have over 100 million subscribers to Xbox Live Gold, and you have to include the people that transferred over to the Game Pass. So there's a lot more people on Xbox than and it's growing. I know a lot of people that jumped on Xbox new and they don't have Game Pass.
Right.
So I think they're improving in that area. They convert later when they see something they like. So I think they're making progress there. The games, though, as far as 21, they did good. As far as 22, I know the holdback is necessary. But you could have gave us a bone this year just to suffice. Even if you got something that's out there, but that's a third party that was an exclusive, just like your other competition does. To hold you off until you get your big boys from your developers to pop out next year, which would have been a good deal. I don't mean no little tinky winky thing. I mean, get you some AAA out there or some AA.5 to hold people off. I'm looking forward to next year. Hopefully I get my Forza Motorsports. That's about the only thing I'm looking forward to, guys. Don't hate me. And I like the transition now where the updates to the PC work so much better than they did a few years back. And they have really tweaked that. I'm not talking about cloud. I'm talking about regular downloads to the PC. And they have updated that with Windows flawlessly. So they're doing some good things on the back end, but us gamers want some stuff on the top end for your first party games. And we need to see that how quick. We don't need to see no delays in 2023. We gave you a pass with the 12. You're going to get the next 12 months. You're going to be getting new content. We gave you a pass for that. Hold to that promise. If you can hold to that promise, then you can redeem yourself.
So basically, to summarize, what you're saying is you're tired of doing all the work. Now you want Xbox to get on top.
I want to get what I'm paying for right now. Okay.
It's like a cheap hooker, man.
I got a girlfriend. I ain't got a hooker. I'm good. But
they're cheaper.
Give it to Luca.
Actually, I'm not touching that. You weren't there back in the days. You wouldn't notice.
I wouldn't touch the hooker either.
Luca's not a hooker. She's one of the sweet.
No, I wasn't saying that.
Luca's actually a very awesome person, man. She's awesome.
Great. Yeah.
Maybe one day you can get her over here. That'll be fun. But like I said, I did the future. I talked some things that they did in the past. But now, real quick, I want to talk about things that they're currently doing. They need to get more invested in their developers. And I'm not trying to say go crazy, but you need to get them under control. You need to get, you got 800. Woo! Yo, man, I'm driving up here to Canada, bro.
Terramana, baby.
But you need to get them under control. You had 1,000, but you got 800 people working on Halo. There is no excuse with 800 people. And I know if Xbox was here, he'd be trying to rip me. But the truth is the truth. 800 people for one game is a lot of developers.
Damn straight.
There's no excuse why this content should not be out. Your Halo, your big boy, is what's hurting you the most this year. People would have cared if you had it came out, with other things, other games later. But your franchise, that needs to take 100% of your time and 100% of getting it together. And that's all. People can get mad at me for telling the truth, but it's the truth. 800 people.
X-Men, do you think it's part of the problem too is because they had a lot of dissension? A lot of people have left. Now, we don't know all the reasons why some of their people left, but there's things that like contractual obligations, and there was just various studio people that basically.
Well, part of it was contracts too. Part of it was contracts too, but I think sometimes you can work better and get more done with a smaller crew than you can with that many people if they're not coherent to work together.
I think at one time they had like 2,000 people working on Halo. It's crazy to think about that. Be gone, 343, Bonnie Ross.
Great.
But that's my point on it. I like what Microsoft is doing, that they except for the games part, they're actually looking out for their community. And you look out for your community, they will stay. You just need get your games out. That's about it, Noof.
Nice. So obviously, aside from Halo, which sounds like it's been at least somewhat of a disappointment for you, what are you excited about for next year? And can Microsoft sort of, get the ship heading in the right directions? In most cases it is, but again, the games have been a little bit dry. And, the fact that they've got so many studios and yet nobody was able to drop anything, hey, man, we're a little bit ahead of schedule. Maybe we can fit this game into the gap. That didn't happen. And like you said, they needed Halo to at least finish strong to kind of plug the holes, so to speak. So what do you want to plug your holes next year?
Forza Motorsport. That's all I want. I'm going to play it on my PC.
I'm not saying it's dry, but even Vaseline ain't helping.
KY jelly, brother. KY jelly. It works so much better. But nah, like I said, I got my triple screen, I got my big giant PC, I got my wheels pedal. I want to play Forza on my PC. And I've been waiting for that game for what's it's been 5 years since we had a motorsport.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's getting old. I know Turn 10 are great. I know when they come out with it, it's gonna be magnificent. But I was looking forward to it this fall.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been, people might say I'm crazy, but if you had brought Forza Motorsport out this fall, that would have at least shown that you brought out one of your AAAs. Most people like shooters, I understand. But if you had brought Forza out, one of your big ones, and then, and then fix Halo with stuff, I think they wouldn't have had a problem this year. But you pushed it back. All your big number one shooters.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing that hurt.
It's not Turn 10's fault. The problem is that they have that whole deep dive into Forza Motorsport, and they said they have like 6 points of contact between the tire and the road.
Oh yeah,
and they went back and they said 6 ain't enough, so we're gonna up that thing to 10. That's why they're taking so long. They went back and they're trying to go and put more points of contact between the tire and the road.
Well,
that's
Turn 10 is like what's the people name of this Spider-Man again? I know them, but I can't get it out. Insomniac. You go crap. Turn 10.
What happens when you don't get enough sleep? Insomnia.
Turn 10 is like Insomniac. When they put a game out, a Forza out, it's pretty much flawless for people that like racing games. So I know they're delaying it, but there are people that are looking forward to it. And
I'm looking forward to it.
Who said that? Oh, crap. You play Forza?
It's
the CEO.
No wonder it's all fucked up at Microsoft. but Crap ain't got no time to watch the people in the barn, man. But no, that's them but love, Crap. You know that.
Oh, for sure.
But oh my God, that's so weird. But like I said, right your ship, Microsoft. Because if you come into 2023 like this and you're gaining momentum as far as your console, you're going to hurt yourself so bad. And that's pretty much all. Again, I said that's pretty much it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just preaching the truth, dude.
Hey, man, everybody has their take and opinion. That's why I assembled you guys, and I just wanted everybody's take. And so far, it's pretty unanimous. So let's see if it holds true for the Wize Old Gamer.
Oh,
Locke,
boy.
where do you sit on the state of Xbox heading into 2033? Just a couple of months out now. What have been the shining bright lights, and what has disappointed you the most?
That's fucked up, dude.
There you go. That is it for Wize Old Gamer.
I think the end of that song was hit Noof with the copyright.
They're gonna call your show Kaboom to Kabang, Kabang. Hey,
Hey, we're gonna bring it in right. Okay, so here's my take. Okay, many of you guys know I'm a teacher by trade. So the way I look at Xbox is that one kid who is in a class that is way above his station right now. Okay, he tries really hard. He does really good on the homework assignments, but when it's time to do the freaking test, he ends up failing still. Right? You want to root for him. You want him to be like an A student because God knows, you're tutoring him and you see little mommy paying money for going out and paying money for tutoring lessons. And every time, and you get his homework and it's all perfectly done. And then you give him the test and he fucks up again, and he fucks up again. So yeah, that's my whole take on Microsoft because
that's because the tutor's hot. That's why.
Well, see, gaming, I think by nature is a selfish thing. Now, when it comes to Microsoft, and I just like right now, their infrastructure is great. I like their controller. I like their console. Their games on Game Pass that I would never have played had I never been exposed to Game Pass, had I never had Game Pass. Yeah, there's some really good standout ones, but the main thing, the thing that draws me as almost an exclusive single player gamer are those single player AAA franchises. And they keep telling us about all of these acquisitions and all of these things that they're going to buy. And yes, you want to hope for the best. And that's all we have. I'm living in Microsoft's rainbow world right about now with candy and gumdrops and hoping for the best. There's nothing right now that really I could say that tangibly excites me except for Starfield. Redfall, I've just not seen enough for me to make a judgment either way. Now, all the other stuff, whether it's Avowed, whether it's Fable, they're all CG trailers. I've not seen anything that would say, okay, wow, I can't wait to play this game. Yeah, based on prior pedigree, yes, I would love another Fable. Yeah, I would love basically Obsidian's take on Skyrim in the Forgotten Realms or whatever universe that Avowed is going to be based in. So yeah, the idea looks good. The Senua's, the sequel to that, Hellblade 2, looks phenomenal to me. Yeah, but until I have something concrete, I don't have anything concrete, and that's what freaking bothers me. Yeah, I mean, I am not a multiplayer. If I look, I teach on a day-to-day basis. I do not want to go all day in front of the students and have them talk about me behind my back just for me to come home at night, for me to strap on my headphones on Xbox Live and have a 12-year-old tell me how fat my mama is. Okay, that's just not me. Okay,
that was one of the things that I agree with the Wize Old Gamer here, and I think that everyone on the panel that I've spoke to has kind of agreed with me on this. Is that we had the Bethesda Xbox showcase, and we were really looking forward to that being that milestone to see what we were gonna get into the future. And the first thing they do before the show even starts is they put the handcuffs on, they put the governor on, and they're like, "This is only 12 months." Again, we've been waiting since before this generation started to see anything at all. And they already, on the one that we were saying was going to be the biggest showcase of all time, they put a governor on it. They put a handcuff on it of 12 months. So we didn't see Hellblade 2. We didn't see Avowed. We didn't see Perfect Dark. We didn't see Fable. We didn't see really anything.
Amen.
And then you say, well, Mooch, just wait another year. And everyone in the chat, everyone that's here, and we've talked about this. Crap and I have talked about it endless weeks over and over, is we've been patiently waiting. We thought that 2020 was going to be the start of something extremely special as far as games coming out, because we didn't get anything really since Sea of Thieves, right? Or Gears 5, if you will, last generation. So
it's
when
like
it came down to the
I mean, it's kind of like it's kind of like you're going to a restaurant that's recently opened up. The food is okay, everything's good, but you're waiting for the fucking liquor license. Where's the fucking liquor license?
That's a really good analogy.
It's like going to the strip club, and if the girl kept her clothes on for 3 straight songs, you'd be out of there. You got to tease her with something.
Exactly. No, I got to agree with the Wize Old Gamer. There was a phenomenal restaurant that opened up. You guys know I'm starving right now. By the way, too, it's too late. That's what happens. That's why you don't stay up too late. You keep eating. But there's a great restaurant, and the food, Wize Old Gamer nailed it. He nailed it. We love the food. We love this, but they opened a second location. So we were like, let's go and help these guys out. Let's go support them. They're amazing. We show up. We got like 12 people, right? And they're like, hey, guys, we got a table set up for you guys. This and that. It's going to be great. New opening. And we're like, yes, we can't wait to eat your food. They're like, just so you know, we get our liquor license at this location next week. We're like, let's get the bus filled up. We're out of here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, you gotta have, right? It doesn't matter if you're having a pasta dish, you're having a little chicken parm, a little veal parm. You gotta have some wine with it. You just have to.
The veal makes everything better.
You know what I mean? I can't have a Diet Coke. I can't have a Diet Coke with my manicotti.
To quote
Willy
Wonka, candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker.
Liquor is quicker. Absolutely. That was a great analogy, Wize Old Gamer. Outstanding.
No, I have a song for Microsoft right now. I've been waiting for a game from you to come and spark my life.
No, I want to ask everybody on the chat. No, let's cut all the bullshit here, okay? Everybody here on the panel, tell me that one game that Microsoft has right now that you've seen gameplay of that you're like, oh my God, I just can't wait. If that fucking thing comes out, it's $300, $200 for the collector's edition. I'm going to buy that goddamn thing. I'm going to buy the collector's edition console. I'm going to buy the controller, everything.
Forza for me.
Well, Star, I guess, but I mean, you know what I mean? Like, that's the one that I'm most excited about. But again, there's not much that I've seen on any side really where I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait. Like, I know it's been horribly bad and much worse on Xbox this year, but it's not like I've looked at PlayStation as killing it either.
I bought a $300. I bought 2 games for $600 combined. One, I got a robotic elephant. One, I got a fucking plastic hammer, and neither of which have a fucking game in the box. Both from PlayStation. But I'm
but Wize Old Gamer, a lot of collector's editions are doing that nowadays. Let's go back to what Crap's saying. Crap's like, well, Sony hasn't taken it out of the park either. We had Wize Old Gamer and a lot of people that were agreeing with him when he was like, I think Game Pass is great. It introduced me to games I never would have played before, this and that. Yeah, I know. You never would have wore yellow sneakers if I didn't give you a pair of yellow sneakers, right?
Well, you've got no choice but to go through it because they don't really have anything.
Point. So, and that's what I'm saying. So I'll agree with you, Crap. It's all about personal taste. There's a lot of people that are going to be in this chat that are going to not agree. I actually thought Sony had a great year. But if you didn't like the games they put out, then yes, I also agree with you, Crap. Then they didn't knock it out of the park. But that's the same thing like with Wize Old Gamer saying a few moments ago when he said, well, if it wasn't for Game Pass, I wouldn't have tried all these games. It's like, value's in the eye of the beholder. It depends on what kind of gamer you are. If you like Power Wash Simulator, and you like Flight Simulator, and you like these smaller indie games, and you're right, you may have never played those games if you didn't have Game Pass. You know what? If you like games like Horizon Forbidden West, or you like GT7, we just heard Sir X-Man go on and on about Forza. Like, I don't like Forza. I don't like GT7. But my point being is if you like, if you're a racing person, you probably like GT7. Then you had other games that came out as well this year, and it's like, and then you still have God of War, which will probably be a Game of the Year contender. It comes out. So I'm not saying that
if it comes
That'll
out.
be here.
So Rex, man, come on, we're not having a conversation.
That damn thing better come out. I paid too much money for that.
You got Corey Balrog that basically, like bled. He's on. His word is out there saying it's coming out. But I mean,
it has a release date.
That's coming out. But I mean, again, I do agree with Crap. I'm not going to sit here and tell Crap that he's wrong. He's not. If he didn't care for those games, then he didn't really think it was a stellar lineup. It depends.
Well, I mean, just in general, I came into this year thinking it was going to be huge, right? Like, Starfield, Suicide Squad, Hogwarts Legacy, all this stuff, and then it all got delayed. So
Suicide Squad's probably going to be horrible anyway.
So I don't think Rocksteady's ever done a bad game. So
there's always a first, Crap.
There's
always a first. Believe me.
Throw a bone out for the year.
Cyberpunk.
Throw a bone out for the year.
Well, again, I think when you look back at 2022, it's not a bad year. It's just that when you look at it, you also had one company didn't put anything out first party. That does tip the scales in one direction. So next year we've got Redfall, we've got Starfield, and hopefully we see like a Hellblade 2 at the end of the year or something like that.
Yeah, I hope so.
They're still scouting locations.
Yeah, they did Iceland, Crap. I heard Antarctica will be this year's Video Game Awards. We'll see the location set. Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we'll see it. They'll be like, "Hey, look, we finalized the final locations for the game. Now we can start making it." So that'll be something to cheer for. I'm excited.
So we're past the 1 hour mark. I just wanted to check in with you guys. Do you need to hit the road, or are you good?
I'm gonna have to jet, but man, I'll come back sometime. Work has been crazy, and I got a lot of stuff going on. So, but it's been good doing the show, and everybody hit the like button and subscribe and stuff like that. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys later, man. You guys all have a good night.
Well, Crap, just before you go, what are you looking forward to most from Sony in 2023? Is there any one thing in particular?
Well, I mean, obviously God of War this year. Next year, Spider-Man 2. I think that's the only Obviously that's the big one.
Mhm.
I'm not really interested in Final Fantasy, but as far as first party, that would be it.
Do you think
I'm sure
Spider-Man
they'll have
2 will go back to New York, or do you think they may change the setting for the next one?
I think they're going to go back to New York. I think that's
yeah.
why they can get it out so quick. They
Mhm.
already have some of that stuff built, and the way that they have it built up. So I'm like, rumor has it we're going to see some gameplay for that soon. So I'm excited for it. I like those games
Nice.
have been really awesome. So I think that I'm glad that they're doing it. And I want to see some Wolverine. I know that's not going to be next year, but the stuff that they're doing first party wise, is exciting. So I want to see what they have up their sleeves, man. But I think probably for them, Spider-Man 2, yeah, for sure.
Dude, well, Crap, thanks for coming out and taking an hour or more out of your time to be here with us. It means a lot to me. Thanks.
No
for
problem. I
man.
appreciate it, man.
Appreciate all you've done and all the influence and stuff over the years. And I look forward to having you back at Gaming After Dark or another special here very soon. And wish you all the best, man. Health,
absolutely,
family wise, and everything else that goes with it, brother. And hopefully you stay away from the damn what do you call it, the hurricanes this time around.
Yeah, it's been relatively quiet with that this year. So, hopefully, fingers crossed. But till we meet again, adios. Peace.
All right. Peace, Crap.
The one, the only, Albino Rhino Guys, Crapgamer. Yes, great times, great opinions there on that. And look, he kept it honest and stuff tonight, guys. And again, thanks all the chat. You guys have been rocking out with us so far. I haven't been able to keep up with everybody, but Mr. Bushido, what's going on? John 907, Jesse Derby, Spider-Man 356, Salty is Gaming hanging out with us as well. Salty will be a guest on this show in the next couple of weeks for sure. Gogo Poe, AB, what's happening? Let's keep the show rolling, shall we? James 106 or 176, good to see you, my friend. And let's rock and roll, shall we? Powerman 4K, what's going on, brother? Good to see you here as well. Any final thoughts, or she'll move on to the Sony side of the equation?
I think we're good to move on. I mean, I think we've said our piece on all of that stuff. I mean, everyone thinks that Xbox has a lot of potential. That's all it is. It's basically
Right.
That's like any other child. It's like, he has so much potential. Basically, it's the girl that has a lot of character, or personality. That's what it is. Yeah, she's Xbox has that girl with a lot of personality. So,
Cheese Whiz has personality. Shit. All right, let's get back to Mooch.
Yes, sir.
Yes, obviously Sony has had success is deemed different for different companies, right? But
right.
Sony has had a pretty, considering that the best part of the last 2 years have been in a pandemic, and both companies decided to go ahead and launch these consoles right in the middle or right at the start of it. Sony's been selling these things like gangbusters. The demand is still ultra high. I mean, how do you perceive where they've been? I mean, obviously, personally, and I'll get into my thoughts. I still think that Sony is the one thing that I feel they're doing is they're starting to be a little bit cocky again. Some of the things that kind of got them in trouble in the past, they're starting to get back to that again, and it's not a good look. But at the same time, if the demand is there and people speak with their wallets, it's just going to keep on going. But anyway, I do digress. Let me know, what is your take on Sony, how they've come out and approached the last 2 years? Obviously, the power narrative still goes over to Xbox, but yet the PlayStation 5 has proven it's a very capable console. It's, like I said, it's selling like gangbusters, and the controller's amazing. But how about the games, and where do you see them going for 2023?
Yeah, I mean, well, you kind of said a lot of it right there. I don't really see them getting cocky again. I don't. If you could define what you mean by that, I can maybe speak to it.
Well, like the fact, like I said, they're the ones who are charging more for their.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you got to and listen.
For the console.
I'm not going to pretend to be an accountant, but we got the Wize Old Gamer here, and he's a teacher, and he can maybe even go a step further than I will. But that price increase has to do with the issues that are going on around the world. The U.S. dollar is quite strong right now. I think it's been. I thought I saw something on Twitter that was saying, and it was one of the banks. They said something along the lines that the U.S. dollar is actually stronger than the euro for the first time in 20 years.
Wow.
Actually,
20 years.
Actually, always been euro was always for every $1.50 you got one euro. Now it's almost 1 to 1. $1 1 euro, and
so
it's never been.
It's never been. So the point of the matter is that they had to make a change to make money over there. I mean, listen, they're a business. You guys want to sit here and say, I don't like a business to make money. then, everything you love is not going to be around tomorrow. I mean, these companies all make money. They all do it. So they're doing that. And the reason they didn't go up in America was because, this is definitely a fighting territory for them, right? They have to compete with Microsoft. But at the same time, their dollar is holding here. So that price that they have currently can hold. They're not losing money here. They were losing money in Europe. So they had to make that adjustment.
So Microsoft is just willing to eat it then.
Microsoft is losing in those countries. They're not going to go up. Plus, we just spent the first hour of the show saying they don't have any games coming out this year. So wouldn't it be a really bad time for Microsoft to say we don't have any games coming out this year and we're going to jack the price up? Microsoft, we sit here every single week on my show, your show, and everyone's like, well, Microsoft can afford to take a hit. Well, of course they can. So they're taking a hit. They're taking a big hit. So it is what it is, but they can afford to do that. But this is a really bad time for Microsoft to raise prices anywhere when they don't have anything coming from their first party.
So when the holiday season comes, and this is going to be the big test, and this price hike, who is it going to hurt more? Is the Xbox going to look like the more attractive platform come October, November, and December, or is it going to be the PlayStation? You think?
I think we call each other? Don't we call all of us gamers, or are we consolers? We're gamers, right? So the PlayStation has games coming out.
Has games. Has games. Period.
So, listen. Okay, your kid wants God of War. You go up there for Christmas. The price is going up $30 to $50 in your respective country. I can't answer this for you. I don't know how many. I don't know how many parents would say, "I'm not buying this for my kid. It went up $30." They're gonna buy it. I don't think that impacts it. I think PlayStation still absolutely dominates this holiday, and that's just because of the games. It's not because of favoritism or anything else like that. It's if you go home with your Xbox, what are you playing? Are you gonna play Halo Infinite? Maybe you will. But a lot of people, God of War is also coming off of the original one, or not the original one, but the 2018 version, one game of the year. They're going to plaster that all over the box. They're going to have Kratos all over the place. Like, that's something that, it's not about like my favorite or Wize Old Gamer's favorite or Srexman's favorite or Noof's favorite. It's about logistically, what do we want to play games. And right now, new games and beloved titles are coming out this year. A lot of people will make fun of The Last of Us Part 1. They can make fun of it. Guess what? It was number 1 this year in the UK. Number 1 this week in the UK.
But here's the
so it's like people made a huge deal for a month, 2 months. Too much money. It's too much money. It's still it made number 1 this weekend. So it's like, the thing is we make these scenarios. Think about what happened a while ago, right? What did we go? We started doing news 24/7, 365 days a year. We all podcast. There's a podcast after a podcast after a podcast. There's news. There's gaming news. There's gaming media. We have to have stories. So people generate a bug, right, to kind of get out there. It's a buzz. And they're like, this game's going to be too much. But is it? It may be too much for you. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be. If you feel it's too much, wait for a sale or don't buy it. I streamed on Twitch all weekend. We did Last of Us Part 1. Number 1 question was, Mooch, do you think this is worth it? I said, I'm not going to tell you to buy this game. That's not my place. You see the game, you've played the game, you know what we're talking about. Do you feel it's worth $70 to you? If you do not, wait for it to be $40. If that still pisses you off, do not buy it. For me, I enjoy it. I bought it. I love it. I have zero regrets. But that's also me coming from the aspect, you guys still know, I still watch The Walking Dead. I'm like one of the only 8 people left watching it. Right? So like I love post-apocalyptic games. I do. I just happen to love it. So for me,
my grandma died this morning. That's why she always used to watch.
Oh. Well, my prayers are with you and your family, of course, during that. Of course, Wize Old Gamer. But yeah, nonetheless. So I don't really sense that other side you were saying there, Noof. And I think that they're not perfect. Sony's not perfect. They've not done anything perfect. I think, I like the fact that they did something unique with their design on the PS5. I think that when we get to the Pro editions, if you want to call it the PS5 Pro or the Xbox Series, you're going to see the PlayStation shrink in size, quite a bit. And I think that they needed to modify that. I also think that both companies, I'm kind of pissed at both of them. Microsoft no longer does their Inside Xbox, which I think that needed to be revamped, but they need to bring something back like that. And I think Sony's having their state of plays have been good, but they haven't been, there hasn't been enough of them. And B, when a lot of them that they've done have focused on one game in particular. And that's okay. But I'd rather see 25, 30 minutes of a variety of games that are coming from indie to AAA. I like that. That gives us a little taste. You can kind of get a taste of what's coming out in the next maybe 3 to 6 months or 6 to 12 months. I think Sony being quiet on this September show, which may or may not happen, I don't know. I think that's not cool. I really don't like that. I think that they should say, listen, if you're going to have a September show, just say we're having a September show. Okay? If you're going to have it, I don't give a shit. Just say you're going to. Why do we have to constantly go back and forth and guess dates like we're playing bingo? You know what I mean? Like, I got 9/17. Bingo. No, you're wrong. It doesn't matter. Just say when you got the show. You know what I mean? We don't have to hide this. So I think their wording, their messaging has been not great. But I think as far as putting a console out there and the controller, I really, you guys know, I've always loved the Xbox controller. Still a great controller. I have no problem with the Xbox controller. I still think it's tops. But I think that we went from something with the DualShock 4, which I thought was horrid. I mean, this is a competitor. This is an outstanding controller. It's got great weight to it. And the things they did with the rumble triggers, right, or the rumble and the feedback and the speaker that changes some of the dynamic on even some of the third-party games. It's really, really cool, and it's neat, and it gets you more immersed into the game. I really think they've kind of stepped forward with that. And if you don't believe me, you can see Xbox was like, we're looking into that. You know what I mean? They're going to, I'm pretty sure Xbox's next controller is going to have haptic feedback and the triggers and everything else. So I just think that they did things when I think next gen. Remember, guys, like everyone said, we're a little bit older here. All the way back from the SNES days, you always want to come home, open up that new box, put in that new game, or now in this case, download your new game, and experience something you couldn't experience the generation before. And to be able to play Miles Morales and to be able to play games like Returnal, for me personal, Horizon Forbidden West, I truly loved those games. Those were games that I have memories of playing through them. And they were 67. I platinumed all of them. Yeah. They were anywhere from 60 hours to 120 hours for me. I really, truly enjoyed that. So I like that experience. I don't have that experience with Xbox this generation like I did with the Xbox One. When I came home with the Xbox One, hours upon hours of Dead Rising 3, right? I love that freaking game. I absolutely played the shit out of it. I loved it.
A zombie freak.
Right? I am a zombie freak, right? I love that. I loved it so much. And then just a little bit down the road, we had Titanfall. A lot of people that are in your chat, I've gamed with playing Titanfall. It was an amazing game. Absolutely amazing. And those are the memories of taking a new console home. I don't care if we're talking about SNES with Super Mario World, or you go all the way up to just last generation or this generation. And this generation, I took the PlayStation home. I played Demon's Souls. I played Miles Morales. You know, there was games there that gave me that next bump. Now, you might say that bump wasn't enough. That's fine. I'm not telling you that it was a lot for you. I'm just saying to you that it was enough for me, because when I came home with my Xbox, I just played an Xbox One game again. You know, there was nothing there.
Yeah, that's like when I got my first Atari when I was young, and it came with combat. I played that game forever with my friends.
Right. It's that memorable time when you come home with that new console, and now I'm going to use new terms, right? You download that game, and you're like, Wize Old Gamer, Noof, Sir X-Man, 15 minutes, set that bad boy up, we're playing. And that just wasn't there. And that for me was a bit of a letdown. And now you might go, well, Mooch, I'm sorry you felt that way, but look, since then we've got, and you got Static.
We still got Xbox One games.
Well, yeah, we still have Xbox One games. You still have PS4 games. There's a lot of things that we still have. We still have SNES games. Wow, he's Old Gamer.
I'm enjoying Grid Legends. They just put it in Game Pass. And I liked it so much, even though I know it ain't going away with EA.
So X-Man, I'm glad that you're enjoying that. But again, that's not necessary. Like, that's not a game somebody's running to they're not running to GameStop to buy an Xbox Series X for that game. I'm saying,
who runs to GameStop anymore? Really?
I love GameStop. GameStop's great. They're great. Honestly, God, you know what? They've got an unbelievable. You know, guys, we really should give GameStop a little bit more. I'm probably 80% digital, 20% physical at this point. You know, but I will tell you this much: consoles, or maybe games that you're kind of on the fence about. We have this conversation all the time.
After 18 years of marriage,
you know what's really crazy, Mooch, when it comes to GameStop? I'm going to tell you, you know me, right? Newfonomics, right? I went into recently and brought in a pile of games I wasn't wasn't playing. And
Right.
you should have seen the trade value they were going to give me. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, you guys, basically, one of the ways you make a living is on selling used games. You would think that the value of said games, at least on a physical format, are more valuable to you now than ever before.
Mhm.
And yet they're giving me like chump change. I literally walked out. I was like, man, like this is insulting. Like when you're basically giving me 30 and 40 cents for a game that you guys are at least going to charge $15 for in your
You can
bins.
make
I'm
more
like,
money
come on,
selling
man.
it on eBay.
Holy shit, man.
Well,
I'm
you know, it's
telling
funny. So Noof, and don't get me wrong, I don't know. I've had that experience. So I'm not going to say that I remember that vividly. But I just recently went and traded in I believe it was Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. It's a Borderland it's an extension off
How
of the
is
Borderlands.
I was
game?
so disappointed
How
in
is
that
that
game.
game?
I was so disappointed in that game.
So I beat it. I played the hell out of it. But I got to be honest with you. I agree with Wize Old Gamer. It did not live up to its Borderlands roots. So I went to go trade it in.
Game. I didn't even know it was a Borderlands game.
Well, Tiny Tina was a massive part of
It
the
was a
handsome
character.
Jack.
No, the title was Tiny
Borderlands
Tina's
2.
No, the title was Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Yep.
Tiny Tina's
Yeah.
Wonderland. I felt deceived. I felt when I played that game, I was expecting something else. Because whenever you tell me somebody's Wonderland, I'm thinking something else. Okay, I'm sorry, and there was nothing like
how I
that in the
feel.
game, and I feel betrayed. I
That's
feel
how
I
I
was
felt.
lied to. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
No,
That's how I felt when I saw High on Life. Don't freak out. I thought it was like a multiplayer that you can, from the original trailer, multiplayer where you can shoot your friends and stuff like that with crazy words coming out. I had no idea it was just a single player. That just
Well,
took
no,
me
it's not a
away
single
from
player.
it.
It's co-op. You could play co-op.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about co-op. I'm talking
can't
about
wait for that
multiplayer where you could just shoot
No,
your friends all
no.
over.
It's
That's
Borderlands.
what-
It's
well-
it's just it was it's
No,
like a
I'm
side
talking about
story.
the game High on Life.
Oh, I'm
You know what I'm
sorry. I
saying?
apologize.
Right.
I thought you were still
That's-
talking about.
But the
Tiny
way
Tina's.
you felt about that is how I felt about way Wize Old Gamer felt about the Tiny Tina.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought
Okay.
High on Life was going to be a multiplayer where you can shoot friends in there and all that. Then because that's the way
High
it
on
was
Life,
portrayed
The way that
in the first.
well, tell me if I'm
trailer.
wrong though. Isn't High on Life is going to be like
A
a
single player.
Psychonauts 2? Is it not? With a great story and writing.
No, remember? Okay, you know what High on Life reminds me of? Remember that game from the Oddworld people, Stranger's Wrath, with that live ammo shit? Remember a
Oh.
long time ago?
Yeah. I
Yes,
remember
yes.
that.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what
High
it
on Life's a
reminds me of.
first person, interpretation. I don't mean identical. I just meant it'll be fun. It's going to be a fun exploration game. Great writing. Should have an amazing script. I mean, that guy who creates for Rick and Morty. I'm not even saying I'm a massive Rick and Morty fan, but there's definitely laugh out loud moments when you watch that show, and I think you're going to get that same thing on High on Life.
Well, it's probably
So-
it's going to be a good single player. I
It's
sure.
gonna. I think it'll
But
be. I think it'll be
was
decent.
I was expecting it to be a multiplayer against your friends. When I
I-
saw the
I didn't-
very
I didn't-
first trailer,
Thank
that's how I
God.
felt.
I didn't pick up on that, Sir X-Man, but I if you did, I feel bad. It's not gonna. I don't believe that's what it's gonna be at all.
I know it's not going to be that. I saw.
But to get
I
to
saw
the new
trailer at the 6
to get
hours
the Noof's
thing.
point though, I was thinking because I was like, well, you know what? Listen, I said there's a lot of games coming out this fall. A lot of people always say there's not, but there is quite a few that I'm interested in. So Noof, I was looking to go and grab Saints Row, right? So I said, you know what? I don't really feel like shelling $60 right now. So I gave a call to GameStop and I said, I've beaten Tiny Tina's. I'm not going back to it again. And I said, you know what? I said, just as a joke, I thought they were going to say the same thing you said, like $4.50 or $3.75. Anyways, I called them up and they said, I got to be honest with you. He said, it's $39 trade-in. I'm a pro member at GameStop, but let's be honest, most people are. And I said, okay, sure. So I brought that in, and It Takes Two. Great game, by the way, guys, but I already platinumed It Takes Two. So I said, I'm not going to play it again, right? So I was like, okay. So I brought those two in, and with the $5, you get every month as a pro member, you also get a $5 credit there. I literally walked out. I paid $3.87 for Saints Row. Listen, I'm not saying and there's some people who say, oh wow, GameStop's killing
certain games.
But I think but Noof, you can't walk in there with Madden 2013 and be like, I want to, you're gonna get literally your game's a coaster at that point. The fact that they gave you a quarter. Right. So, I mean, it depends. You know what I'm saying? It depends on what game you're training in and the time duration. You got to be time sensitive here. That's what's going to determine your value on your return. You know, so
Yeah.
you know, $3. Shout out to Dragonheart Yobi. He says $3. Mooch, that's highway robbery. It is. But that's what I'm saying. I got the game for $3, Yobi. $3. It's unbelievable. I walked out of there. I really did. I felt like that was robbery.
Yeah, usually, if your trade in is somewhere between 3 to 6 months, they give you a little bit of value, depending again.
That's right, no.
Depending on what game it is, and like I said, sports games are pretty much almost devalued after 6 months.
Yeah,
I tried to trade in my kidney. They only gave me $1.50. So
it's worth more than that. You got to go to Vegas.
Exactly.
Hey, if
you buy a new car with that liver.
If your kidney had the Nintendo seal of approval on it, you would have got $50.
So I mean that's kind of my rant there, Noof. I think that those are the pros and cons. No company's perfect, and you got to remember something. Value is in the eye of the beholder. Cerex Man just gave a great example. I'm actually looking forward to playing High on Life. I think that's a great game.
Yeah.
Or I think it will be. I think it will be a great game. Pardon me. We'll find out. Cerex Man, it's not his cup of tea. So does that mean Cerex Man hates?
It was my cup of tea when I thought it was a multiplayer game going against your friends. There's a difference.
Oh, so shout out to Dragonheart Yobi. Yobi, guess what? He said I signed up for the physical, but I haven't gotten an answer. So I wanted the physical edition too. I was told that you can't get the physical edition of Game Informer anymore. So now I just get the digital. I always got the physical. I like the magazine.
Yeah,
I really did.
It's
but
been
I
digital
think
for
I think they discontinued it. I don't know if it was no. Cerex Man, it wasn't that long. I'll say a year and a half. Was when I was told that the physical was not available anymore. I've been going. I just got the God of War one emailed to me. It must have been a week ago.
I guess I always got.
Well, I had the Horizon Forbidden West issue. I think it might be the last one I bought, and that was only a couple months back. So
okay, then you have that one. Maybe there's a couple more. I elected. I think maybe the manager said to me, "It's going to be going away soon. So do you want to get digital?" I said, "Just make it digital." But I stayed physical for quite some time. I still have a stack of them.
They need to bring Game Pro magazine back.
The problem is, Rex, man. I'm going to say that younger generation they will read it, but it's got to be on the presence of a tablet or a phone or a device. They're not. I mean, when was the last time you saw anybody like 25 years old just break out a newspaper? You know what I mean?
I always used to mostly just go to the back page and see if there's a game that got.
If they made Game Pro again now, half the book would be filled with TikTok ads. It's just
you know what, Yobi, Yobi, let me know. Yobi, let me know if you end up getting the physical edition, because if that's still available, I want the physical edition as well. I don't want this, because the digital one I look at for a second and I basically blow it away. I don't want it. I don't like. I would rather have the magazine. It's just, for me. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's nostalgic. I dig it.
Yeah, there's nothing better than to stack up a magazine, and you had that rack that we all have with all the gaming magazines we used to have.
The great
and the Playboy magazines too.
No.
Wize Old Gamer. Wize Old Gamer's train. That train's never late. I was waiting for it. I said any second now.
Well, I mean, I enjoyed my Forbidden West magazine articles. I read the articles. And,
it's great.
The pages got sticky. I couldn't read them anymore. So
absolutely. No.
Let me ask you this, and we'll end it off. So in 2023, what are you looking forward to most from obviously PlayStation and format? I think we kind of alluded to something earlier on today, you and I, that they showed off a little something called the PSVR 2. I don't know if that's up on your alley, but what do you think is up for PlayStation? I mean, price wise and all the rest of that crap aside, obviously Crap mentioned that's Spider-Man will probably at least be shown. And what other games? God of War, I think it will come out on time. It certainly seems that way.
I would
pretty much advertise it now.
I would think so. Yes.
Yeah. So 2023, what's on the docket? Where do you think they hit? What are you excited for?
You nailed it there, Noof. The great Crapgamer is the one that kind of got me into it. Crap got my eyes kind of fixated on the VR thing. He says, Mooch, you're really missing out on it. Give it a try. Because you guys remember, I just wasn't really into the whole VR thing. And if you remember the first games that came out for any VR machine, it was just comically bad. But I will say this much. I am very excited for PSVR 2, but that is because of my Quest 2. I use the Quest 2. Noof, you have it. I have it. We're friends on there. Like, I got to be honest with you. We played Noof. It was me, you, I believe it was Jago as well, right? Or I always say his name wrong.
Yeah.
I hope I'm saying it right. But we played that Star Trek simulator. Dude, we had and Crap was there. We had a blast. The 4 or 5 of us were laughing our asses off like for hours. So listen, it's a way to kind of get immersed, to kind of lose yourself in a game. Do you play it for 10 hours straight like other games? No, not really. But I think that's going to be something. And this time around, PlayStation actually did something better than they did the last time. They got a lot of studios to sign up. They got a lot of games that, like, it looks like it's going to launch with almost like 15 to 20 games. I mean, that's what you need. Again, guys, it all comes down to the games. If you guys are not VR fans, I'm not selling you on VR. I am not selling you on VR. That is a what do they say? It's a desired taste. You either like it or you don't. So I'm not talking anybody into it, but
I think PSVR 2 is going to nail a lot right. I think they've learned a lot from the first one, and they've also learned a lot from the Oculus and what they've done right. And yes, it's still tethered, guys, so don't get your panties up in a knot. There's still going to be a cord, but the advantage there is it's going to have amazing power. It's going to have games that are not possible on the Oculus.
As long as I can play with Aloy day one on VR, I'm there. That's all I got.
That game comes out. That game launches with PSVR. I think that Horizon thing.
I did not see freaking Aloy. That's what's disappointing to me about that game.
Because you got to visualize Aloy.
Noof, you really did nail it, though. The one thing I will say that's a step back, and the reason the Quest 2 isn't something I use even more, is because it is untethered. It is just using the device itself is the computer. The whole thing is within the headset, which, by the way, is it's a marvel. I think it's an absolute marvel. But at the same time, you'll back me up on this. It definitely shows its weaknesses in certain games. I mean,
storage and battery life, that's where it gets killed. And let me tell you, like, why did they not add a SD card slot for storage on the freaking
I don't know.
Beyond me.
Good
because,
question.
Like, the biggest one only comes with what, 128 gigs, is that right?
I believe, 128 sounds
and
about right.
I downloaded Medal of Honor I had the entry level model, which I think at the time was only
that's like 64, I think.
Yeah, it took up nearly half of the headset. It was 35 gigs, I think, for Medal of Honor alone. I had to delete so much shit; it wasn't even funny.
Yeah. But it's the power thing. So the that's going to be a trade off, and you guys know, anyone that was listening to me years ago. The fact that we're back before, you had 2-3 wires coming off the original PSVR. Now you have one. It's just one cable. And you guys might go, geez, that's really, I don't like that. That's fine. But is it the HTC Vive or what is it called? The Vive there?
That's the biggest market VR right now.
That's the biggest one. That's tethered. And then if you guys are not using,
that's made for using with PC though.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I'm just trying to say you got to be you're hooked to something. But and then there's the Rift S, which I also have. I have the Oculus Rift S, and that's tethered as well, one cable. So, but the difference between playing my Rift S and my Quest 2, it's day and night when I hook it up to my PC. So what Nukem said does hold a lot of water. It legitimately is going to be quite a difference in appearance.
Have you seen the specs on it? They're fucking nuts.
They are insane. I just hope that a couple things. I hope the games are all there day one, and I hope the price is also something somewhat reasonable. I hope it's reasonable.
That thing is going to come nothing shy of $500. I guarantee.
I think the price has to be at least on par with the PS5 digital. Right. If it's more than that,
I think it's going to be. So me and Noof are the same. I think $399.
Yeah, I'm saying $5. Easy $5.
I don't think they can do that, Wize Old Gamer. I think they want to, but I don't think they can.
If it's around the $400 range, they're only going to give you the headset. Don't forget the new attachments that you're probably going to have.
Well, you need that. I would believe that the controllers would have to come with it direct.
Yeah, they have to use the controller. Otherwise, how would you play?
Yeah, you'd have to.
That would piss a lot of people off. I can't fucking use this thing.
Yeah, they got it set. They'll have it set up where you can.
There may be a
controller.
Well, I think Sir X-Man is hitting part of the topic correct. Sir X-Man, where you're right is I would have no doubt that there's a $500 bundle that comes with more accessories or more games.
Right, that's what
I
think
entry point. I think entry point with a game like the one that's coming from Horizon Forbidden West there or whatever they're going to call that one. The Mountain or something like that. That I think that'll come bundled with it the same way like Astrobot came with PS5. So you'll have the helmet, you'll have the controllers, and you'll have a game to experience. After that, the games will be purchased in individually.
Yeah, but Mooch, when Sony originally came out with the VR, they had the VR separate and the other accessories separate. They were totally separate, and you had to either get it in a bundle or you had to have it separate. And use
that was because the controller was usable. From what I'm seeing right now, in any type of propaganda, the controller, I don't think you can use your dual sense as a controller. You have to use these because the way that they designed it is the same way Quest. You have to have those are all communicating together as one cohesive unit. So I don't think it.
I say it'll be no less than 500 or higher.
Well, there's people saying that.
Well, here's the thing. I think also that cable that you're talking about is a standard USB-C cable.
Yes, it's very thin, very thin.
So, like, for example, the cable that they ship with might only be like 5 feet, but you can buy like a USB-C cable for 30 feet. So, being tethered to the console is not an issue anymore because you can get
correct. That. I also would, I can tell you right now, I believe I saw it. Shout out to Zuby Tech. I think he had it out there. I don't think it's 30 feet that comes with it, but it's way more than 5.
You're gonna need more than 5.
It wasn't even that bad on the old one, but the biggest problem was that the cord attached. Remember, especially the original version attached to the box and then to
you need
the console.
You had to have another box attached to your PS4. It was a nightmare. That was an absolute nightmare.
I bought that damn thing and I stepped on the breakout box and it wouldn't work.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah. So they got no fucking breakout box anymore. Yeah.
So why don't let's go to Sir X-Man. Sir X-Man, what is your take on Sony? What do you like? What do you dislike? And what do you see for them in 2023?
Actually, I have no idea what they're bringing out in 2023 because Spider-Man is just a rumor, but it's probably still in development. Other than that, other than their foobarbs that they've been going through right now, I think Sony's in shape, but they still need to clear their debt out. A lot of people forget Sony's $288 billion in the hole. They're still in the market. They're still making money, but they're trying to recoup themselves out of the hole. So I hope they do because I don't want to see them go nowhere. We need competition everywhere. But I see Sony doing a lot of adjustments in the way they handle stuff next year because this year was not cool to your players. What you've been doing. So I'm hopefully they'll change their ways and be better in 2023 after they release God of War. Get on the page of your customers, and that'll give you a lot of fanfare and get more consoles out. It's been 2 years. There's no excuse for this. If you want to sell your consoles, there's none, especially when you're switching everything to next generation and you want to leave the PS4 generation behind. You need to get that together. That's just the truth. I could go deeper into Sony, but I'm not doing that rant that I normally do.
Well, I'm going to cut both companies slack on that, though, Sir X-Men, because I can tell you from being in retail, like the hockey business, the biking business, everything that we brought into our store was at least 6 months delayed. It's just absolute nightmare, and I can imagine a lot of those factories, they didn't even have a full entourage of workers. They had to abide by their regulations and, of course, the social distancing and the masking, the cleanliness. And that's
China's backed up too, Noob.
So
China's
everything's
backed up
too.
Man. They haven't shipped anything out in months because they're dealing heavily with the pandemic right now. It came back to China, so a lot of their shipments are not coming, into the ports of the U.S. where you normally get, a lot of your electronics from, and it's backed up. That's why you can't really find anything that comes from food, anything. It's just the way it is right now. So everybody just got to do it. It came at the wrong time, though, for Sony. Just back up the past few months. Brutal. Yeah.
Well, and then, of course, the scalpers took advantage of it. That was a massive
They're still taking advantage. Look what they did for The Last of Us. $300 for a $100 game. Come on now. But if you wanted to find a game, I'm sure that it is in a Walmart or a Target or something like that. People don't go online. Go to your local stores and, and find the game. They should have them there, and normally they do have them in stock now. A game disc is not hard to find anymore if you want the disc. If not, this new generation, download it digitally. That's it.
What game are you looking forward to potentially in 2023? Did you kind of say that you did mention Spider-Man? Was there anything else?
Right now, until they give me the confirmation for a PS5 on Amazon at the original price, I'm still on the list waiting. There's nothing I'm looking forward to right now. I'm looking forward to God of War, but that's this year.
Okay.
But by that time and a year later, they'll probably throw it on PC and I'll play it there.
Do you think
they
we see
certainly
something on
will not?
Wolverine?
They will certainly not be putting that on PC next year.
No,
not even close. You guys, we got to stop with that insanity. That's like ridiculous. There's no way. Like the 2018 one came on. What was it? 2 years, 3 years later? I could see 2 years. It's not going to come out 6 months later. This is something that's going to literally sell their console for the next year.
That's right.
But they got to have enough consoles.
They have plenty right now. Everybody that shortage, like even the 3090, even the 3090 cards have dropped down in price. Things are getting better. Yeah, things are getting better for everybody. Xboxes are available, PlayStations are available. This is going to be a holiday season like we're used to seeing, not like the last two.
Yeah, and I've seen on social media, I've seen a lot more like the online drops for like retailers at Walmart and stuff like that than I've seen. I've seen more in the last 3 months than I've seen in the last year.
I've seen the S's for $220 out there, new ones. So
actually, my Walmart here, I've seen PlayStation 5 sitting on shelf. Well, not like a lot of them, like one or two. Same thing with the Series X's and the Series S's. I've seen plenty. I'm not plenty of them, but I've seen that.
No, they're my point. The point of the matter is that they're out there. They're out there, and they've said as much in earlier statements. Again, I recommend people follow Zuby Tech. He's really, really good, and that's Sony had said that they're going to have a lot more consoles readily available as they go into the holiday season. So now, whether they can ramp up and keep that demand, keep up with demand, that's one thing. We'll see if also demand starts to slow down. We don't know. We have to wait and see. But like Noof said earlier,
on the pricing for the holiday though.
Well, in the United States, it's not going up. So it's
but if Microsoft drops its consoles down,
they're not doing that. They're not. We gotta stop with there's so many what ifs and whataboutisms. We gotta stop. What if this? What if that? What if Microsoft buys this? What if they drop their price to $8? It's not like you gotta. It's not gonna. They're not gonna do that. If they were gonna do that, they would have done that right when Sony went up. They would have done it. They're not doing.
They're not going to do it right now because they're still trying to fill the market.
They're still cheaper.
They're still cheaper. Why would they go down?
Microsoft dropped the price on the S for the holidays, and you could find the X. You wasn't going to find, last holiday. You wasn't going to find that. But the S, they dropped the price, and people bought it.
Well,
so you can see that. And I got an S in my bedroom right now. But I got the X.
Everyone always says that. Like, you see, Sir X-Man just proved my point. He's like, I got the S in my bathroom, which is great. But I got the X in the family room where it matters.
That console's white. I don't want those shit stains on it.
Well, if you get the PlayStation, it's the Roach Coach. You know that.
Oh, nice.
We're not going there.
Nice, dude.
I still remember when Crap did that video a few years ago.
That was great.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was like 5 years ago.
Oh,
yeah, the PS4 wasn't the Roach Coach.
That was 2017. The Roach Coach. Yes.
Shit.
But I think these console generations are going to get better. It just takes time. I just hope they don't do like they normally do. Right till you get to the point where your games are starting to work on your consoles and they're going at the highest fidelity. We got a new one coming out for you next year. I don't want to see that.
I'm with you, Sir X, man, but I think we can, there's already, you guys saw that the news and the reports were out about 6 months ago. Whether there's any validity to it, I can't say, but I can definitely, guys, be prepared. I would say probably my guesstimate is end of 2024. We're going to see Pro editions.
Well, because even though they may not even need the power, it shows from even last generation that people are willing to buy it. So why wouldn't they do it? You know, it's just-
that absolutely Wize Old Gamer. That's the whole thing. Not only are people willing to buy it, but it's much cheaper for them to produce these pros.
Exactly. Yeah.
So they're going to do it. It's a slight upgrade for both. And they're probably going to slim down the packaging, and they'll make more money on it. And like Wize Old Gamer said, in the end, enough people does everybody? Is it a 1-for-1 who was an early adapter? No, but it's enough people to justify that upgrade. And it works for them. So, I mean, listen, I don't think you're seeing it this year. You're definitely not seeing it this year. I don't think you're seeing it next year. I think you'll start to see it talked about early 2024 and then available mid to late 2024. Because this generation, guys,
the
whether
fall.
we all, right, the fall, right. And I think this generation is going 10 years. This generation is going 10 years. This generation is going to go all the way to 2030. That's my thought because of how the beginning started. That's just going to push everything to the right. The schedule moves to the right.
And
So,
technically, we've not even really hit our stride in this generation.
No,
We're
not at
still
all.
playing that
Not
Remember
at
the
all.
Xbox One X, it didn't even get a chance to hit its stride, you know, and that was a very powerful console.
Yeah,
Well,
Mr.
you know,
Mr.
so I
Bushido
don't
in
want
the
that
chat,
happening
he
again.
says 2025. That's fine. I'm saying holiday fall of 2024 is what I think. Yeah.
Well, I think you'll see a revision of the PlayStation. Because I think they'll make it a little bit smaller.
You've already got a revision of the PlayStation.
Jesse
300
Darby
pounds
goes,
down.
there's already
I'm
lowered
talking about
prices.
as far as
There's already
size.
lowered prices of the Series S. Jesse, you can trip over a stack of Series S's everywhere. They're at Walmart. They're in the frozen food section at your local supermarket. They're all over the place. I
But
listen.
Mooch,
I
you
I
gotta
saw
think
one at the
people
Dollar
are
General the other
adapting
day.
into it though. They're buying.
saw
it.
somebody stole 4 tires off a car and put 4 Series S's underneath it.
My theory on the Series S is this, and as simple as this. I
love
think the
that
reason
console.
we've seen so many of them, even during the peak of the pandemic, is because one, it's cheaper, which means it's more likely to sell faster than the Series X, even if they were both available on the shelf. And two, it basically forces you into the Game Pass ecosystem because it's all digital. So
Yeah.
you're either going to get
And
a
three,
digital,
That's right.
and three,
Yeah.
the chips that are in the Series S are what we call like so the chips that go into the X and in the PlayStation 5 have to be almost near perfect with all the processors and stuff. If they come out a little bit defective, those chips go in the S. So it's easier to even make the S for them. So yeah, they can make the S.
You're saying to put defective chips in the S?
Not defective. There's a word for it where, like, you know, some of the processors, like if it comes out of batches not 100% for the X, they put those
Right.
stuff in the S and stuff as well. So it's easier for them to even manufacture the
Fuckers
S.
last 100 hours. They're going in the S.
Yeah, but the S is a Mooch got S's in this place. It's a little,
Yeah.
it's pretty, it's a nice
pretty
little
cool
phone.
little
Hey,
phone.
they got Cyberpunk running on the S, so that's
Yeah, they do.
Well, we only heard half the story. They're like, we got it to 60 frames, but we didn't tell you it's at 480i.
It's not at 480.
It's certainly not at 1440p.
Yeah, that's a big game though. That takes.
It's a
lot
massive
of
game.
It takes up a lot of assets.
I just can't wait till Cyberpunk comes out. I'm waiting for that game. I've been waiting for 10 years now.
Hell no. Oh my god.
Now is a good time to jump back into Cyberpunk, though, if you have an Xbox Series X or a PS5, I think. With the upgrades they've made and that new DLC they showed today looks amazing.
You're waiting to jump back into Elden Ring when they bring you a DLC. That's what you waiting for.
Nah, I can wait on that.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I can wait on that.
You might be one of the few people that I've heard that from.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong, great game. I still have to play it through in its entirety before I start worrying about DLC. I haven't played it through yet.
Yeah, but you're a Dark Souls lover.
I do like Souls games. I like Souls-like games too. More almost than I like just a case of, just Dark Souls games. I like Souls-like games as well.
Gents, we're closing in on the 2-hour mark. Mooch, do you wish to take off now, or do you want to stick around a few more minutes?
I'd love to stay with you guys. Outstanding panel, outstanding chat, by the way. Great to see a lot of faces I haven't seen a bit. I appreciate the invite as well, Noof. This was
brother.
fantastic. But it is approaching midnight here in New York. I wish I was on that West Coast feed.
Yeah,
You guys got better. You got better everything over there. You got better. The food's pretty damn good. I think New York gives you guys a run for the money, but you guys get all your sports at great times, amazing times. You don't have to watch a football game like we have to starting this next Sunday until midnight here in New York. You guys are done at 8:30.
You know the food is good because Noof came back 20 pounds heavier. So
Oh.
That's messed up.
Ba-dum-dum.
No, but thank you, Noof. I really appreciate the invite, buddy. And welcome back to YouTube.
Yes, well, thank you, Mooch. Again, as always, like I said to Crap, thank you for everything you support over the years. Obviously, being a big influencer to get me rolling and encouraging me to do this kind of stuff on my own. And a big shout out, obviously, to my incredible new panel, Sir X-Men Wize Old Gamer. You guys are amazing. Looking forward to bigger and better things for GAD in the future, and hope to have you guys back. Certainly, you and Crap. It was awesome to have both of you guys. Great to have one, but even better when I had the tandem. It felt like old times. It is great.
Absolutely.
Yes, we love it, all the best to you, my friend. Take care. Best wishes.
And it's the only way that it's the only way that Mooch will even be on a show with me. So
why? What are you talking about? Wize Old Gamer, you can come on anytime you want, buddy. I love it. Love it. Love the humor. Moochism.
Yeah, he told me that too, as long as they're not full on Friday.
Well, Sir X-Man, you know what Sir X-Man writes me 8 minutes before we're going live. He's like, just so you know, I'm off today. And I'm like, Sir X-Man, I got an entire panel of people.
I'm off on Fridays. I sent you that one.
He said,
and
Sir X-Man, you were on like 3 weeks ago.
About 4.
By the way, Mooch, how do I sound tonight, Mooch? Because
you sound phenomenal. But it wasn't.
I may have shit figured out here.
No, well, you know what? So what we got to do is we'll do this off the air, of course. But I'll open up Discord. You got to jump into Discord. If you're good in the Discord, then you're good, because StreamYard is a completely different situation than Discord.
If it makes you feel better, I jumped into Discord with Salty last night and tried it, and he said it was awesome.
There you go. Then we're good.
So hopefully it's all figured out.
Well, so when's your Friday off? So I can get you. I want to get the whole GAD crew on Crossfire.
No, you and the old guys there.
Not for a while, but I'll keep you posted. Yeah, the old geezer.
I like
geezer
it.
Convention.
Yes, we'll hand out free canes for everybody. Right, you can get a free walking cane.
After I get out the hospital, I'm good.
Walking canes and Geritol. Walking canes and Geritol.
I want one. Right? The great Wize Old Gamer. You are one of the funniest guys. I swear to God, on YouTube and on freaking Twitter.
Just because I like my pizza with Viagra doesn't mean I'm old. That's all I gotta say.
Talk about the blue pill.
When we show up to your house, we bring our wives. We call it Hooters and Scooters.
Oh,
hey, they say to eat before you take the pill, so he just kills it in one bunch.
Exactly.
Right mm-hmm.
Oh,
I eat before, during, and after.
Sir X-Man, Sir X-Man. I'm waiting for. We are going to be playing PGA this year.
Oh, I can't wait to get.
We're doing 18 holes at least once a week. At least.
I can live with that.
All right. We played last year and it was great.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna play. I got to play as Michael Jordan. I got to see how that goes.
I'm gonna be Tiger.
Yeah, you're a New Yorker, of course.
I got to. No, but guys, it was funny. So shout out to John 907. He's like, Mooch never shuts up. I don't, John. I can show you every report card I ever got as a kid. It always said, great student, good grades, keeps talking.
I want to play as long as I can play as Happy Gilmore or Shooter McGavin, one of the two.
I know. I said I wanted Shooter McGavin in the new game. That would have been awesome, dude.
Shout out to Dragonheart Yobi. He goes, he's lying, Mooch. He told me to buy the grip and he never played. Did you tell Yobi to buy the grip?
I haven't had time to play.
You got to get with Yobi.
Just let me know, dude.
He goes, just let me know.
Dang.
Oh, man, that's great stuff. No, forget. Thank you, buddy, for everything. Wize Old Gamer, it's an honor. Sir X-Man, it's always a privilege to hang out with you. And, of course, thanks for having Mooch on, of course, and Crap. It was great to have M&C back together. Buddy. I talk to Crap all the time, and he's just one of the best in the business. So appreciate Noof hosting the M&C show again on his show.
You bet, brother. It was awesome. Thanks again for being here, and we'll catch you soon, Mooch.
All right, guys. Have a great night. Peace out.
All right. Go Yankees.
Let's go, Mets. Sports. All right. I'll see you guys later. Peace, Noof.
Later.
All right.
And don't worry, Wize. It's time for you to chime in. Well, you must be optimistic because you got a PlayStation shirt on from the look of it. So
I got some
you're also using the headset, I see.
Yeah, I got the PlayStation lingerie on. I got the shorts too, if you want to see it. See if I can show it here. Right there we go.
Oh,
I got the PlayStation lingerie. So can't show anymore because I'm not seeing anything below that.
Microsoft got onesies.
There you go, guys.
Microsoft just got T-shirts. Microsoft's only got T-shirts. They don't have shorts because they're incomplete most of the time.
But they got gym shoes.
No, Microsoft said their underwear collection is delayed.
exactly.
It's gonna take another
That's 'cause-
$5 million.
It's being-
and
it's being-
400 people.
It's
That's
being
because Lou
developed.
stole them all from the warehouse.
Apparently, 343 is apparently 343 is then is responsible for the underwear division.
Wow.
But
Oh,
here,
man.
I agree with Mooch with the whole PlayStation stuff up to the point where he said that it was strictly only because of dollar conversions. If that was the case, then wouldn't the Switch also go up in those same regions?
Yeah, but Nintendo got money.
But no, it's not
They
that.
can eat it.
Sony has money. Microsoft, no, it's not the money. I think what it is Sony knows that they are the head hog in the trough in those regions, and who's going to argue with them? Like in Japan, who other than Nintendo, Microsoft really doesn't have a showing. So Sony can go basically unchallenged in that region.
Well,
Same thing with
actually-
Europe.
Actually, Microsoft is
No, it's
gaining
coming up.
ground.
No,
Yeah,
it's
coming
gaining
up.
ground, but it's not where it's nowhere near.
Well, yeah, it's
Sony.
not
Come on
where
now.
you expect it to be, but
I mean,
they're
you're talking
gaining
about 2
more
million
ground than
bits
they
here.
ever had, dude.
Okay, yeah, they've sold 20 more. They've gained more ground. Yeah, congratulations, Microsoft. You know, the 20 people that were expats bought them. Well, yeah, great. But I mean, those regions are where Sony goes unchallenged, be it Europe, be it Japan, be it anywhere, right? The only region that they've not gone up, ironically enough, is the United States because they know they can't afford to do so. And that's what I think. I think that Sony, I'm not going to say it's okay. In order for you to be arrogant, you have to have something to be arrogant with. Okay. I am not a fan of the DualShock 4, the 3, any of those DualShocks, but I can tell you this much. I really love the DualSense. In fact, I like it more than the Xbox controller. And they just made a better controller, I think, than the Xbox One Series X controller. I think that the games that they're offering are more compelling to me as a gamer. I mean, yeah, if I was like a multiplayer guy, maybe I would be more in the Microsoft camp than I am the Sony camp. But
Understandable.
yeah, I'm just not. I mean, you know, like it. As I said, I deal with the public on a day-to-day basis. The last thing I want to do at 10 o'clock at night is deal with the public again, you know?
Yep.
So yeah. So for Sony's sake, Sony see the writing on the wall. And then what they're going to do is they're going to say next year, they're going to give a big discount and they're going to go back to $500 and people are going to buy it in droves. This is
I know.
That's what's going to happen. Yeah, they're going to do that. They're going to say, oh, now we've reduced the price of the PlayStation 5 to $500. And people are going to be like, oh my God, what a deal. Let me go get it. Well, that was the original price to begin with. But
Right.
yeah, but as I said, they have the right to do that because they've earned their cred. So Horizon Forbidden West came out. I dropped $300 for that game with no game disc in the box. I dropped $300 for the God of War game because I know those games are going to be good. The problem with Microsoft right now, the thing that gives me an unsettling feeling about it right now is that, yeah, those games look promising, but that's all they are. The look is promising. Whereas I know for a fact Forbidden West is going to be good. I know for a fact that God of War through hell or high water will be good. So I don't mind dropping it. So that's the thing that I have with Sony. I mean, games, at the end of the day, the box can be whatever, the controller can be whatever. Gaming is king. And if I'm a single player gamer, then for me, Sony is where I'm going to go and play because they have the games right now. Yeah. Does Microsoft have games on their platform that are worth looking into? Yes, they are. But nothing there really, like, at this point in time makes me say, oh my God, I got to get this game. Nothing right now, apart from maybe Hellblade 2 and Fable 4, and Fable 4 only because of the Fable pedigree. Am I willing to say, oh my God, I don't mind dropping $300 on a pre-order of something that I know may come out whenever it's going to come out, right? So these are the things that Sony has the right to do, like, I believe, because yeah, they are the market leader, and that's what they're going to do. And when they see Microsoft is coming up, and they're hopefully the games are as their AAA games, Microsoft's games are as good as they are proposed to be, then Sony's going to say, okay, well, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. But yeah, I mean, at this point in time, although I feel that it's like a wrong move, generally speaking, for them to do, I can see why they did it, because why not? If they can get away with it, then so be it, right? So, I mean, it sucks, but they have the right to do it because they can. You know, it's like if Nintendo tomorrow released The Legend of Zelda and they said, okay, well, we're going to make the Switch, the Switch that comes out with it be $400. I still think people are going to buy it because it's the pedigree of the game and the pedigree of the console. So yeah, so that's my take on the PlayStation. So
nice. Well said. Well said. I'm going to wrap it up very, very short. I don't have a ton to say here, guys. Plus, like I said, I don't want to keep everybody too long. It is getting very late.
Yeah.
Look, I expect a big 2023 from both Xbox and PlayStation. Bottom line, I think, you know, with COVID sort of, I mean, still out there, obviously, but the fact that things are returning to some sense of pre-COVID sales and all this sort of stuff like that, I think both systems will thrive next year. Yes, I don't agree with the price hike that Sony has. I don't agree with their $80 games. And most importantly, I don't agree with the fact that you have to buy their games essentially twice. What I mean by that is the smart delivery on Xbox is amazing because you just buy one copy of a game for the most part, and you can play it even on your old Xbox One or your Series consoles. So yes, Sony is right now for the payers. And that's the way I see it. Even as a PlayStation fan, I'm not a fan of their tactics. But Sony has that privilege, I guess you could say, or that that market presence that Nintendo has, where it seems like it doesn't matter what they do, it's the pedigree that sells. People know that, you know, they know what to expect, at least right now. It will be that way at some point with Xbox, but Xbox has to get their stuff in order. I mean, like I said, we've talked about Halo, which should be their shining light. It should be their pinnacle game. And it has not been that. It's still a great game. Don't get me wrong. And I want you guys to don't quote me wrong. I loved Halo Infinite. I enjoyed the campaign. I actually really enjoyed the multiplayer. But did they botch a lot along the way?
They screwed the pooch on that one. They screwed the pooch on that one royally. I'm sorry to say. They didn't botch. They screwed the fucking pooch on that.
You know, Google poses you don't think Sony's matched Nintendo is subjective, and I kind of agree, yes. But like, honestly, guys, is there anybody in this chat or on this panel that would fucking trade their Sony PlayStation for Nintendo? Like, truthfully, like, if you could only own one of those two consoles, are you going to go with Nintendo?
No, it's going to be
Sony. Because as much as I love Mario and a Zelda game, that's fucking pretty much all there is to play on Nintendo. All of the third-party ports, if they're ports, and they're not near as good as the other consoles, and they don't have the same amount of third-party support. There's you know, they haven't even made with Nintendo. They haven't even made a Madden game for the Switch. As much as the Switch is selling, the biggest fucking selling console doesn't have a Madden game on it.
Exactly.
That is beside me. It's like EA is a license to print money there, and they won't make it. They don't have a hockey game. You know, this is what I'm saying. Like, Sony still has that. They've got the GTAs. They're going to have the Red Dead Redemptions. They're going to have, I mean, the Call of Duties at least for a little while longer. So, like, that's the thing. But Sony will do just fine in 2023. They're going to continue on. Yeah, people are going to gripe about the price changes, but it's like everything. People get used to it. They, you know, sure. Maybe
and don't think if Microsoft could get away with it, they would do it in a heartbeat as well. Let's be honest, you know.
You're probably right, but although it's kind of unheard of, I mean, in all of my years of being a console gamer, I don't recall ever there being an increase on the consoles. They've notoriously gone down. Happened. I don't ever recall that, even with all the dollar changes and stuff. Although actually Sony's done it twice, because up here in Canada, and I'll reiterate this again, when the PlayStation 4 came out, PlayStation 4 up here in Canada, I think it was $499 when it launched. The Xbox One, because I had the Kinect, was actually $100 more. Once Xbox dropped the Kinect and then basically did parity with PlayStation here in Canada, PlayStation upped the price of the PS4 to actually making it $30 more than the Xbox One. Go get that. Microsoft never did increase their prices on their controllers, on their games, or their consoles in Canada. But we are getting slammed with the PS5 price increase.
But I heard something somewhere that maybe Sony from day one did not want the PS5 coming out at 500. They were sort of forced their hands with Microsoft sort of forced their hand at 500, and Sony really wanted their console to be a lot higher. And this is sort of them going back, you know, going back to that.
No, you're probably right. You're probably right, but like I said, that's why they always play that game, and it's weird now that here they are. Obviously, because the PS5 is. If the PlayStation 5 was struggling to sell right now as well, do you think they would have went with the $50 increase? I say not. But the PlayStations are not struggling to sell. They can't keep them in the stores or online. They sell out quick. So that's just it. Sony knows that people will pay. And if they know that people are willing to pay a fucking $1,000 to a scalper for a PlayStation, they'll sure as shit pay $50 more once they get them in the stores.
Yeah. Well, this is a bad precedent in general because my wife found out that the PlayStation 5 went up in price. So she went up on price on Friday nights as well. She said cash or ass. Nobody rides for free. So, oh well.
And you're all out of cash.
Exactly.
Wow.
Oh man, this is why I got you guys on the panel.
It's gonna get better eventually. You know.
No, it's not. She's going up on the price next week again.
I mean,
I'll buy that for $1.
For 2023, like I said, I like Mooch. I'm super excited for the PlayStation VR 2. If the price is in check, I know it's not going to be cheap, but I don't understand if it comes out more than the console, especially more than the disc version of the console. I think I wouldn't say DOA, but I think it's going to be a tough sell. The last PSVR was a tough sell as it was. So this one is going to have to keep itself in check. This is not an item that you have to buy. This, again, is more of an optional thing. And that's where Sony has to play this one very carefully. If they want to get more of a mass adoption, they have to play to the fact that, yes, you're charging more for the PS5. Maybe now you take a little bit off the PSVR and try to get more of those into the hands of people because that's what sells the game. So next year is going to be very good. I mean, obviously God of War will be out this year. There's going to be some other stuff coming down the pipe, and hopefully, like I said, I'm expecting better things. I think both companies. I think Xbox has to have. I mean, really, they have to have a strong 2023. No ifs, ands, or buts. We cannot end up in November going, where is your first party shit? There cannot be no more delays. They have to have at least 3 games out next year, and we can pretty much count on Forza. It looks like we can count on Starfield, and potentially maybe Hellblade drops next year. Well, if those 3 come out, I'm a happy camper.
Well, speak for yourself. I don't mind I don't mind them saying no ifs and ands, but I don't mind the buts. Okay, I'm okay with the buts.
And we got a couple of super chats coming in. I'm going to let Mr. Sir X-Man read these out. The first one from John TJ. He drops $5. Sir X-Man, have at it.
He says, "Hey guys, great show tonight. Great content. Sony is said at what?
Dude, do you need these damn things?
No, I'm looking at my.
He's like right up in the screen there.
I have 3 screens, so it takes a minute.
You can't figure out what screen he's reading.
Why y'all messing me up?
Do you want me to send you the transcript in Braille? Maybe you can see it better.
Oh fuck, guys.
TJ said,
Drawn TJ comes back with another $2.
Oh wow.
You guys have me rolling. Hey, TJ, what are you rolling actually? Because I'm rolling something else as well. So
great stuff, guys. Awesome. We'll leave it at that. We'll try to get the outros. But before we go, I mean, I can't disappoint the fans. They came out here for a show, which we hope that you guys, everybody that came out tonight, or the people listening on the replay, have enjoyed what you've heard and overall. And I thank you guys for sticking around with us. We are going to close up before we go, though. Obviously, it wouldn't be a Gaming After Dark with Cletus and Safe House. So here they are. Arnold's off to the wayside. And now you can take your shot at these 2 guys. Do you have anything to ask them and see how they feel about everything, guys? Anybody?
Hey,
Yo, go ahead, Sir X-Man. You're on the channel.
What would you do if a 90-year-old woman came out the shower, Cletus?
Well, let me tell you, Sir X-Man, if a 90-year-old woman came out of the shower, first thing is first, I'd be really excited. But I'm going to tell you, the second thing, I'd already be down on the floor because that's where her titties is going to be once she gets over the railing. Okay? I don't like getting up, so I'm just going to get down to shirt it off, and we're going to have a good time.
As long as she shaves it, you good to go, right?
I never mind a little bush. I never mind a working before I get a jerking. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta part the Red Sea, especially if it's that time of the month. You know what I'm saying?
If they're 90 years old, I don't think they got that time.
I guess you got a point there. I guess what you do is take out the blow dryer, you get the dust off from all that stuff. You gotta come with your own air filter.
Hey, Cletus, I got a question.
ahead.
Okay, so Cletus, I was watching House of the Dragon on HBO, and they were having brothers sleeping with sisters and all. I was wondering, are you on that show as well?
Who is this question for?
Cletus.
Well, you know what they say, man. The closer the skin, the closer the kin, the better the skin. You know what I'm saying? So, keep it in the family. That way, you don't bring any more of them turd nuggets in the family. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep it real. You gotta, and the best thing it is, I mean, at least if you're gonna get an STD and you're messing around with your own family, you know where it came from. You can go back, you can go down to see Dr. Sam and you can get all the healthcare records and find out exactly what fucking pills you need to take and how many dildos you need to get rid of, all that sort of shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, one time we found a dog bone up in fucking grandmammy's house. I don't know what the fuck she was doing, but yeah, she got it up there.
We got
a question coming in from Jesse Darby, it looks like.
Which one do you want, the Cletus or Safe House?
Let's start. Well, first of all, let's do the super chat. Draw TJ another $2.
So Cletus, did you add more pigs? And Safe House, how many girlfriends did you got tied to your basement?
Okay, first of all, Drawn TJ $2. I love this show. All right, now we'll get down to the Jesse Darby question. He always has a question for Cletus. How many Cletus did you add more pigs in Safe House? What?
How many girlfriends do you have tied to your basement?
Yeah, let me tell you, Jesse Darby, how many pigs you think I got down in that basement? Seriously, I'm gonna tell you this much right now. I got more pigs in my basement than Microsoft has made games for Xbox this last year. Yes, indeed. No fucking delays here. No studios making excuses. No updates required. The only update is me dropping my pants and up it goes. Yes, indeed. I'm going to give that pig a nice little 6-inch gigabyte whapping and slapping.
Okay, now I feel like eating some bacon.
And we got Mr. Bushido coming in with a $2 super chat.
Welcome back, Noof. Basically, yeah. Welcome back, Noof.
Thank you, Mr. Bushido. It is good to be back with these great
and
great
TJ
people.
did say I love this show.
He did. We got to that. Don't worry, TJ. We got you covered, bro. There was a question for Safe House, you said.
That was the question for Safe House. He said Save House, but it was for Safe House, basically.
No, as you said, so Cletus.
No, Cletus was did you add more pigs? And Safe House, how many girlfriends do you have tied to your basement? In your basement?
Oh, well, Cletus went ahead and answered that one. Okay, shit.
Okay.
Hot damn. I don't know. Any further questions in for Safe House?
Okay, Jesse, I meant how many girlfriends Safe House has tied in his basement? Well, we already answered that.
First of all, motherfuckers, first of all, settle up and sit back in your fucking chairs. It is good to be back. I don't know what the fuck Noob Nukem been at for the last couple of months, but let me tell you, it gave me lots of time to do some drinking, thinking, and farting and stinking. That's what I've been doing. Yeah, baby. Let me tell you, girls in the fucking basement, I've got pretty much all of them, baby. Let me tell you, if they even give Safe House Sam 5 minutes alone, I wine them, dine them, and two-time them. I get them down in my basement. Nothing wrong with a bit of rope and some duct tape. Motherfuckers, just sit there. At least I like it because then they quiet. You know what? I love women, but I fucking can't stand most of them. Shut the fuck up. I mean, my God, yeah, man. That's why I never got married. I ain't got married because I ugly fucking sound weird. I didn't get married because I can't stand the sound of them fucking women chirping on you. You get up in the morning and chirping. It sounds like the birds are outside like fucking having hemorrhoids or something. You know what I mean? You do this and do that. Go here and get me this. And I fuck you, bitch. I tell you what, you get me some apple pie and go suck my cock.
Apple pie.
American Pie.
I can't.
We got one coming in from, is it
Cletus, what's better at night, your sister or Joe Biden?
Well, hey, fiddly diddly, I'm going to tell you this. I'd better take my sister because fucking Joe Biden, that fucking guy, he's old and he's fucking stupid. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I mean, is that guy going to die yet? I feel like he's going to do a fucking State of the Union and fall 6 feet in the ground. Like, what the fuck? I mean, do you guys hire the oldest goddamn presidents ever? What the fuck is going on? up in the fucking New Nukem up in Canada, they got a fucking chopstick, fucking weird ass motherfucking Justin Trudeau. I don't know what the hell that guy doing.
Oh my goodness.
That guy fucking flapjack motherfucker. I wouldn't put Justin Trudeau underneath my pigs. I'm pretty sure they fucking puke on his head. No, never mind. But anyway, let's leave the politics to the smart people because I ain't very fucking smart. Can't remember the last time I voted for anything. But yeah, I'm still here, guys. You got some more questions? Maybe send one over to Safe House before we call it tonight.
Hey, Safe House. What's the sexiest politician out there that you would bang every day?
Well, let me tell you this one. Sexy politicians. All right. Let me tell you. Well, it wasn't so bad back in the day. There was that, what's her name, Sarah Palin. She wasn't too fucking bad. Honest to God, once I fucking stick my dick in her, she'd be Palin, all right. For fucking color be gone from her face. The color be gone from her face because the blood would be running up to her fucking titties. I'd be slamming that fucking ass and whack. Yes, indeed. I'll be giving it to you, betcha. Come on, you fucking let's do it now before you dry it up. Because honest to God, if you don't get to my house soon, I ain't settling for no Hillary Clinton dried up prune pitch.
Hey, Safe House, do you do ass to mouth?
Oh my God!
I will do. Honest to God, look, I'll tell you this. I will do just about anything as long as at least fucking smells like I can eat it. Okay. Because if I stick my nose in a hole and it smells like a sewer, I ain't gonna do it. That's that simple. All right? If it smells like a sewer, I ain't gonna do it. Simple as that.
And that's a fact, Jack.
Okay? If it tastes like fish, it ain't my fucking dish. I'm not really into seafood. Okay? If I see it, I eat it. No, man. Okay? You got that. That's Safe House is live for the night right there. You guys can quote
Hey,
that.
if it's still bleeding red, that means it ain't dead.
If it bleeds red, she only gets my head, okay? As simple as that. I don't go licking if the fucking cunt is ticking, okay? I don't want none of that shit down there, baby.
Well, she might tell you it's strawberry jelly, and you'll be like, wait a minute.
God damn, does it come on the side of peanut butter? That might be the other side. You know what this did? You know why sometimes a woman's cooch smells like shit? Because when God made women, he put the outhouse too close to the snack bar.
Oh my God.
If it smells cheesy, that means it's needy.
Oh Lord. And I was gonna make grilled toast. You fucked that up.
I think that's enough for tonight. I think I'll be definitely demonetized by tomorrow. Big, huge thanks to my panel, Sir X-Men, Wize Old Gamer. I hope you guys enjoy these guys. They're special people. I wouldn't have them here if I didn't think so. I never said what kind of special, but they are. If it tastes, it's great to have them here.
I gotta say this: easy money took the cake. If it tastes like chicken, keep on licking. If it smells like trout, get the fuck out. I got it. That's good.
There you go. Easy money. There you go, baby. Nice one, easy money. Maybe we're gonna put you on the panel next time to get you on here.
I was nimble. I was quick, but my wife still prefers the candlestick.
He got one for everything, don't he?
Oh man. But we're gonna do the outros. First of all, shout out to Cerebral Paul. Couldn't be with us tonight. He was in the chat earlier. Hopefully we'll have him on next week. But just guys, and a big again, shout out to my former panelists of Primal Eve, the middle-aged game guy Titan Drago, and perhaps Titan will come back in the future. Hasn't necessarily ruled it out entirely, but for now, this is the new format. This is the way we roll. Hopefully it's you enjoyed it and it was everything that you guys had hoped it would be for a return episode. I mean, I know not everybody perhaps enjoyed my guests tonight, but I am sorry. Those guys, they're the reason I'm in this business. And, and honestly, they speak well. It's their opinions, right or wrong. It's just their opinions, no more than mine are right or wrong. And so I thought it was a great show. Again, shout out to my panel here. Let's let you guys get out of here. We'll start with Sir X-Man. my friend, let people know where they can catch you when you're not hanging out on this show. I know you've had a pretty busy week towards the end, that's for sure.
Yeah, I got the next podcast on Thursday at 7 o'clock with 7 o'clock Eastern with what's that boy name? Xbox 448. Yeah. And then with K Mega on Fridays on GRG, about 8 o'clock Central. You know, the East Coast, West Coast thing that be throwing me up sometimes when it's this late at night. Forgive me. And next week I'll be back here with Noof. Unless my job schedule changes, I'll be here. I don't pay a bill.
And just before we get to the Wize Old Gamer, his outro, Easy Money, yes, coming in here with not so much funny, but he comes in with the money. Yes, Easy Money, dropping it like it's hot. $10. Gaming After Dark is back, baby. Yeah, it is back, and we are happy to be here. Go ahead, Mr. Wize Old Gamer. Let people know where they can find you. We hope that things are going better. I know you've had a very rough go over the past year or so, in particular, with all your battles. So we hope that that you keep on plugging, man, and that you can show up for the show.
Hey, I am grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be alive. That's why, I don't hold anything back, because I used to have a feeling. I used to have a filter, but then the chemo took that away. So what can I say? But yeah, you can find me here on Gaming After Dark every Tuesday night, and you can always also find me on Friday nights on the Order of Disorder podcast with Mr. Bushido and Doomsayers and all of them. Yeah, at 6 p.m. Eastern time, and yeah, we have a pretty fun panel. I'm a little bit more subdued because I had to cage the beast for them, but it's okay. It's okay. Sometimes we can't be on
Order of Disorder. Well, that sounds like it would be just as gnarly as this one.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's a pretty fun time. Yeah, we talked a lot about games, and it's a huge panel. It's about 8 of us down there. We just basically should sit back and shoot the shit. And yeah, you can follow me on Twitter. By the way, if you get offended, do not follow me on Twitter, please. Okay? I am the last person you want to follow. And it's Wize with a Z, because there is one person, there's somebody out there whose life is more pathetic than mine that copied my Twitter. And I don't know why that is. But my Wize is with a Z, not with an S. And before I leave, just remember that make sure you go in high if it looks kind of dry.
All right.
I got one thing real quick to say to the chat.
Go ahead, my brother.
Hey, everyone, put your shares out. Tell people what you think about the show. See if we can get some more viewers to enjoy it just like you're enjoying it. And let's support the show.
One more thing. It's not Order of Disorder. It is called Doomsayers Den. Sorry. But it's Doomsayers Network, and it's 6 p.m. on Friday nights. And they also have a couple other shows on Saturday. And we are going to be planning on doing a show on Sunday as well, but that's still in the works as well. But yeah, every Friday night at 6 p.m. Doomsayers Den on YouTube.
Nice.
Right.
And I'm only doing one podcast now, guys. So you know where to find me. That's right here each and every Tuesday night at 10 Eastern, 8 p.m. Mountain Time. It is Gaming After Dark. Yes, it's the adult
6:30. Sorry, 6:30. 6:30 is the show. My bad.
Good thing Mr. Bushido's here to keep you all straight here tonight. Jeez,
I'm usually drunk by the time I log in anyway, so the time is irrelevant at that time. It's a Friday night.
All you guys in the chat, you've been absolutely dynamite tonight. A lot of familiar faces here. Good to see you back as well. Like I said, man, they're the unsung heroes of the podcast game, showing up and supporting. Awesome. Siki, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by. And to everybody who catches this on the replay, please feel free to drop a like or a dislike, whatever floats your boat, or a comment. Just please keep it respectable if you can. Take care, everybody. We'll see you again next week. Looking forward to getting right back in the saddle. It was awesome. And boy, Safe House, he was really on it tonight, let me tell you. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.
You let me violate you.